welcome back. Return to the Mac. M.A.C. Moss Andrew Carl back in the building. 2 weeks away.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
2 weeks away? Yeah, 2 weeks away, I think.
Yeah,
Been
man.
a minute in it.
Episode 147. What's happening, fellas? Feels like it's been forever.
Yeah,
It has,
it's been a
bro.
minute, dog.
It's been probably
a
too long to
hiatus.
even remember, but
It's like
we all went on vacation.
We
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
We all did a little
It's
something.
Let's do it real quick. I don't have a whole lot to say about mine, to be honest with you, but
What? You had like the biggest one.
I did. I mean, I can start.
Like, come on, bro.
It was time. I went to Guatemala, but it's time
Yeah,
with
yeah.
family and stuff. So like we
Right.
weren't doing crazy stuff. I kind of
Quality time type shit.
I kind of go into the fold of their life while I'm there.
Right.
Less than like a vacation. What are we gonna go do? They got 4 kids, so
Right.
yeah, we're not planning around Andrew's schedule. That's for
Right,
sure.
for sure.
But
Got the troops.
Do you
It's
taking like outside ventures by yourself?
I
do
can't
anything?
drive over there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm with them. I'm with
They
them.
don't have like a
You can't.
like
Why
any
is
kind of
that?
like taxi system.
Why is it like? What is that? What's up with that?
I don't know. Their driving is crazy. It's hard to explain, but it's nothing like over here. Like
For
there's
real?
no rules.
Oh, it's like Jamaica.
It's just like
Oh yeah.
people
When I
just
went
drive.
to Ocho's Rio, they just be out there riding. Like ain't no signs, ain't no road lines.
Nah.
You just out there driving recklessly.
Like it's in the mountains and stuff. So like a lot of it's turns uphill and stuff. So there's really not anywhere where a speed limit is relevant.
Right.
So that part is not really a thing. But like most of the time you're in with a bunch of cars, so it's kind of like bumper to bumper, and people just go all over the place. People just pull out in front while you're coming like full speed. Like it's crazy over there.
Making moves.
I drove like 2 blocks because we had to drop off my sister to go do some stuff at the embassy for some passport shit. And I was nervous as hell. I was scared to death. I was following my brother-in-law in the other car. But it is crazy over there. So now I don't really go out exploring by myself. Plus, I need someone to speak for me.
Right. That's
So there's like certain places, there's certain areas we go.
you gotta get on that Rosetta Stone, man.
I be trying, man. I be trying. But there's certain places that are like tourist areas where most of the people speak some English.
Right,
that you would
right.
be all right. But it's like 20, 30 minutes away. It's not like right up the street kind of thing. So I
Gotcha.
pretty much need my sister around at all times. At one point, we went to like some mall area. I went to go pay for parking, and she sent my niece with me. She's 7, but she's bilingual.
Oh,
like,
nice.
yo, stay right beside me because I might need you to help.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's crazy. Like, she's my leader at that point.
Oh, shit.
But it's a good time, man. I love being over there. It's just so different. It's just so different to see, like I just said, the driving and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is so different,
Different
man. I
element.
really enjoy it. We went to a hotel one night so that we could hit the pool for 2 days in a row. That was a good time, but that was like really the only getaway type stuff.
Right.
But it's just wild. It's wild being around kids all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy,
A
man.
lot of energy, huh?
So much different. So different. They got tons of energy, tons of questions. They were just saying wild stuff. You know, kids are crazy. We were at the pool and this lady got out in front of us. I don't think she spoke any English. She's like getting out of this old lady. She's like getting out of the pool, and my niece is like 3. She's like, she's got a big butt. I'm just like, yeah, shh.
Oh, yeah, she can get that shit off because they don't know what she's saying.
I don't think she
That's
even
funny.
realized it was a bad thing,
That's
like,
funny.
or inappropriate to say.
No,
It was-
kids don't. They
it's
just-
hilarious.
they learn that.
And there was this one other time we're sitting there. I'm with the 3 older kids. My youngest one is like 6 months old, my youngest niece. So we're like sitting there watching a movie. My sister's downstairs making dinner or something. And they're like, out of nowhere, it didn't have nothing to do with the movie or nothing. My niece is like, Mommy has breasts, right? I was like, yep.
Yeah.
And the other niece is
Exactly.
like, do you have breasts? I was like, nope. And just kept looking forward. I'm not answering nothing else. Just yes, no. Let's keep it moving. This is hilarious how kids' minds just random questions.
Right, where is
Trying
this
to
coming
figure
from?
stuff
They just
out.
need to know, bro.
Hilarious.
I gotta
man.
ask what's going on.
It's oftentimes that Lily asks me questions that I don't have the answer to. It's almost like I don't know. You know, it's like it's just there.
Why does this happen?
Yeah, it just does. I don't know. Sometimes I told her, ask Siri. I don't know.
Ask Siri.
Ask Siri.
That's hilarious.
That's
That's,
funny.
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
Pass it
yeah.
on Siri. She knows everything.
Well, like for like definitions of certain shit, like you know, certain words that like you understand what it means, but it's hard to explain.
Definitely.
So I'm like, shit, man, you better Google that shit. You know, stop asking me.
Yo, it should be funny.
When you try to
That's what reminded me of my daughter. She uses words not knowing the meaning of them, but just because she heard somebody else say them.
Right.
I'd be like, yo, do you know what that mean when you saying that? It'd be like, I can't think of a word that she used sometimes, but it'd be funny. It was like, yo, you using that wrong. Like, you trying to say something that you using the wrong word for right now. That should
Sounds
be killing
good,
me, yo. She swears she knows what she's talking about, though. It should be killing me.
The hardest part about like explaining that shit to her for me is like any word that I use to explain it, she don't know what the fuck that means either.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
What's that one mean?
You're right. We're just getting deeper down a hole of fucking nothing, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just difficult with kids.
That phrase, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, makes a lot of sense. After you've been around kids.
Yep.
It's like, no, you can't use no words that are related that I wouldn't know either.
Right.
Dumb this shit down.
All the way.
But I had a blast, man. I have a blast being with the kids and stuff. I love being in the airport. Airport is fire. So I like that part of the trip. It's just hilarious watching people in the airport. People watching in the airport is the best.
Just some characters.
Is that what you do?
I mean, I like on the flight back, I got to, because international flight, you're supposed to get there super early because you got to go through a bunch of extra security and stuff. So I was at the Guatemala airport for like 2 hours before we took off. And then we got to Atlanta, and I was there for 4 hours before my next flight.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So like I went and got food and walked around and shit just to kill some time. But after that, I was sitting at the gate just watching people walk by.
Right.
That's some high quality people watching time.
Oh,
Facts.
it's the best at the airport. People are wild. But yeah, trip was good. Getting back has sucked, man. It has really sucked. Obviously, always the come back from vacation, but 10 days makes it tough. It's not like a 4-day vacation.
Yeah.
I think that makes it worse.
That vacay layover heavy.
Tough. Came back to work. Work was crazy. After seeing family and stuff, like there's some like I kind of miss the family and that kind of thing. And every time I come back, I'm like, yo, I don't realize how much time I'm by myself until like after I go there.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
I'm like, I enjoy it for the most part. I don't have like a big problem with being alone or living alone or anything. But like after you go and you're like just around, I don't even know how to explain it. It sounds weird, but it's like
There's shit going on.
Around a loving family. It's like, I miss like having the kids' affection and like conversations with other adults and stuff. Like it's just weird. So every time I come back, it takes like a week to get like, all right, I'm back to normal. Let me quit being down about this shit. So it is what it is. But
Hey, family time will do that to you.
it does.
For sure.
It does. Nice to pod today. Nice to pod today.
Damn right.
What about y'all?
What we got? Oh, what the fuck did I do? Oh, I went to Virginia Beach, you know. Went to see my sister and shit. We kicked it. It was fucking raining and windy as hell. But, you know.
Cold the whole
Yeah, it was a
time.
little chilly too. But, I mean, the first day we was there, it was kind of cool. It wasn't too bad. It was the sun was out for a little bit. Did a little running on the strip and all that. You know, just hanging out.
Did you not end up doing that festival thing?
Didn't
that you
go
were
to the
sent
festival. So we had planned on going on the Saturday, but the tickets are sold out. Sunday was still open. We was gonna try to do that, but then Shorty was trying to get back, you know, see the moms. It was on Mother's Day. Sunday was Mother's Day.
That's
So-
right.
So anyway, so we decided to come back. But good thing we didn't buy them tickets because Sunday was like the worst day. It was like disrespectfully windy and rainy, bro. Like I came out, we was taking out the bags.
You
and
wouldn't
shit.
have had a good time
Had
at
on
all out there.
I don't know what I was thinking. Had on a fresh white hat. First time rocking it, walking out the joint. Wind just blew my shit all the way down the street. I was like, fuck.
That's crazy. That's
Shit was
real
gone.
wind.
Yeah, it was like disrespectful wind. Like you had anything loose on in your pockets, that shit was getting blown out.
Yeah,
Shit
wind was
getting
crazy like
blown
that. Especially, you know, it's different when you coming like by the water.
Yeah, you by
That's
the beach,
true.
that wind get disrespectful, bro. But so Sunday was terrible. I don't know how the hell they had the festival during that day. Ain't no way they had that shit. But anyway, it was cool though. We still chill, ate good with a couple spots. Hit up Tupelo Honey, that's my spot.
What's
Y'all
that?
ever know it's a restaurant? Banging food.
I think you've mentioned that.
Banging at Tupelo Honey. Anywhere you somewhere that has a Tupelo Honey, go to that shit.
What kind of
Never
food?
heard of it.
Like Southern cuisine. Tupelo I think is in Alabama.
Okay,
So it's like real Southern, deep South cuisine type shit. Shit banging though.
got you.
Banging.
I'm gonna
Sweet
try to
home.
remember that.
Go for brunch. Delicious.
That is another thing. The food over there. I love eating the food over in Guatemala.
Facts. Gotta eat good.
for sure.
Yeah, it
Did
wasn't too
plenty of
crazy, you know. Came on back. A couple days.
that. It's so long ago, I forgot that was Mother's Day.
It was.
Yeah.
My mom
It
was
was.
down there for she had been there for a week and a half or 2 weeks or something before I went. So she was there for like 3 days, 2 days maybe, while I was there. Like it overlapped. So we did Mother's Day and stuff with her. So that was cool.
That's cool. That's dope.
forgot
Whole
all
family
about
together. That's some good shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dad's sitting back home by himself.
Well, Pops ain't come.
Nah, he's working like a normal person. What about you, Carl?
Had the vacation. Went on
Vacation.
He said that funny, right?
He did.
I thought so too, but I was just gonna let it go.
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
Vacation.
Vacation. This guy.
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, we went to Myrtle Beach. That was fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
How long did you stay again?
3 nights, something like that. So, you know, it was just us, just the fam. You know, my son, my daughter, and now my fiance. So I got to.
Oh yeah, you had a lot of shit go down.
It's been so long for everything. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Big
on the pod.
engagement.
This is the first time we
Hit
told
the
him
big
congrats.
30s.
Yeah,
Getting
turned
old.
30 as well.
Jesus
Christ.
Right
That's what I'm
after.
talking about.
You're a different person.
Whole new man right here,
Not
man.
even the same car.
Some life changes, you know. But I mean, it was cool. We had a good time down there. Saturday was almost a perfect day. It was like just at 80 degrees.
Yeah, I was
partly
hating.
sunny.
I seen the pictures. I was like,
Yeah,
we
it
should
was
have fucking
beautiful,
went to
man.
Myrtle
The water was
Beach.
a little cold, but I mean, you know, still you can get in and have a good time. It wasn't too hot or anything out, but we had a good time down there. Went to the Ripley's Aquarium, which is I think it's a decent aquarium. I give it about a 6 out of 10.
I've been to better aquariums.
I have.
Yeah, the last one I went to, it was like, all right.
That's the thing we do.
It was like, all right.
So that was all right, but we did go to the Ripley's Museum, believe it or not, place or whatever as well too. Now, that was pretty.
They got one in Myrtle? Okay. I think I've been to that in Baltimore.
Well, I didn't know they had one there. But
I think so. I could be mixing stuff
They had
up.
a couple different, like they got a fucking movie theater or whatever too, or Ripley's movie theater.
That's solid.
And I'm not sure exactly. It's like a 5D or something like that movie theater. I'm
I don't
not
even
sure
know what that
they show,
means.
though. Me either.
That's
I
wild.
have
One of
no
them just
idea.
where it's like,
But
the
we didn't go to
It
that.
wraps around you type shit.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so did that and came home, fucking had my birthday like the couple days later, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's
it,
what's
man.
up.
Pretty eventful 2 weeks.
So we don't have to get into this if you don't want to, but you said you kind of had this proposing plan, kind of didn't. What's up with that?
Oh no, I mean, I always knew that like I was gonna do it on like a day she wouldn't expect it type shit. I mean, and then I guess Mother's Day you expect a gift or whatever, but we was really down there. We weren't down there for Mother's Day. We was down there for my birthday or whatever. So I always knew that, but I don't know. Like I wasn't really. I had already bought the ring, of course, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to do when I was going to do it type shit.
You just brought it with you just in case.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be sometime over the weekend
Gotcha.
that we were there. So that's kind of what my plan was, and everything just kind of fall in place from there. You know. So
Seemed like it worked out.
Huh?
Seemed like it worked out pretty well.
I mean, yeah. I was, of course, I'm about like 99.9% sure she was gonna say yeah.
I mean, yeah, of
that
course.
wasn't an issue.
Were you nervous though? Still, even knowing you're gonna get the answer,
Yeah, I'm just
it's
saying like the timing.
it's still a.
No, I wasn't nervous. We went on the Ferris wheel or whatever, and that's why I did it on the Ferris wheel.
Oh, that was in a movie. What movie was that in that happened?
I'm sure it's
You probably watched
Definitely.
this before you
I've
left.
No,
definitely,
honestly,
I've
it's one of
definitely
those
seen that in the
things.
movie.
We-
I see
last
what you're
time-
doing though, player. That's some
no.
good shit.
Last time we went to the beach, we said we were gonna get on the Ferris wheel. We didn't. And then like when we went to the Ripley's place, you could buy like another, like you can get a ticket for the aquarium plus another attraction. So that's why we chose the Ripley's, of Believe It or Not Museum or whatever. But we had to drive to that, and that just happened to be right across the street from the Ferris wheel. So I'm like, well, we might as well hop on the Ferris wheel after we're done with this, and all of us or whatever. So I figured, hey, that's a good time to do it. Why, the day was almost over with, so best time to do it was right then and there. And then I knew I wanted to do it in front of my kids and shit too.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
That's fire. That's fire. kind of went through like that same little dilemma. Not even a dilemma, but picking the right time for type shit.
Yeah,
You know,
timing is key.
working on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
it's been past due type shit.
I hear you. I hear
It's
you.
been past due.
So did Carl inspire you?
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
That's
I mean it's
fire.
kind of wild because
There
I'm
you go,
like
look
going
at that.
through the same
That's
phase of
fire.
like picking the right moment in time type shit. So it's like, oh shit, look at Word. He didn't say nothing, just popped out.
He
But
did,
then he
man.
popped out of nowhere with the engagement.
Didn't say nothing. Just didn't even tell us after it happened. I just seen on Facebook Shannon got a big old ring
He's out
on.
here on the low, pop that joint out. I mean, it's a personal thing. You got to, you know.
I mean, it was just
Understood.
one of those things. Of course, I told I consulted my sister when I bought the shit because I'm like, hey,
Good idea.
do you like this?
Good
Yeah,
idea.
It's good.
Yeah.
But I feel like I got good taste and shit, so I really wasn't. issues with
We
liking
know
it.
you think you do.
I mean, I'm just saying. I got the vision. You know, I knew she was gonna love it before she saw it, type shit. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really tell many people. I think my sister and Shannon's dad were the only people who really knew. So
Shannon's dad knew.
yeah, I showed him the ring before we went and shit.
Was this a ask situation?
It
I've
wasn't.
always wondered about this because I feel like that's one of the things that's like I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I
if
mean,
somebody said no, like I'm not really asking.
right,
I'm kind of asking. I'm
informing
asking
you.
for your approval. But if you say no, I'm not gonna not.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
still
mean,
like one of them things when you know you about to report, like, you know, it's a small smidget that it might not go the right way, but you pretty sure
Right.
that it's gonna be cool. Like it's gonna be one of them just like
Well, yeah, right.
It's one of them just
too.
like
That's true.
I mean, we already got a kid together, so it's not like
Yeah.
That does make it
you
a
know what
little
I'm
bit
saying?
different. Good
Makes a
point.
big difference.
Good point.
It's more almost implied. You know, we got a fucking house together.
Yeah,
so
house and kid just locked
we
in
were
already.
married already. we signed a fucking 30-year contract. I'm probably gonna be
Locked
married to
in.
your ass already anyway. So yeah, it was just something where he had stopped by the house, and I'm like, hey, I wanted to show it to him real quick
That's dope.
before or whatever.
That's
but
dope.
I gotten her a pair of Ray-Bans or whatever for Mother's Day, like that. So she already thought she had a Mother's Day gift. So that's why the ring was like kind of surprising for her.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. That was
That's
it.
what's up, man. I'm happy for
it.
y'all.
Yes,
So look
sir.
at this dude inspired in this guy. The Mac
Congratulations.
making moves.
That's fine.
Some of y'all are. So, music,
The vibes?
big music drops
Dead.
This was-
two big out nice album.
2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
The King returned.
Oh, no,
Kendrick
before
Lamar.
that. No, what had something happened before that? Or are we going to him first?
What happened before that?
Jack dropped before he did.
It wasn't the same day.
No. He dropped the week before.
Since I was going, I listened to everything on the plane
Yeah,
ride
yeah.
back. So
Jack dropped
I
first,
forgot
then Kenny
about
dropped
that.
the next week.
Yeah, let's go, Jack.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go, Jack.
Harlow was his. I think it's his. He got a few projects out there, but this is probably like his critically acclaimed
Second one
joint.
that I know of, like as a big project, like
Yeah.
a
The
last-
major, right?
The last one was pretty dope.
Right.
But this
that was
one
like
was
the
the one
first
that had.
major
had
project. So
yeah.
what did you think about this one? You're the biggest Jack fan around.
What is the album called again? It's
I don't remember.
Come Home, the Kids Miss You.
yeah, Kids Miss You.
The last one was That's What They All Say. That was a pretty fire album too. That joint
Yeah.
had the Tyler Hero joint, the What's Poppin' record.
That was really good album.
yeah, that was
I
a
liked it.
fire joint.
I liked it a lot. I remember.
Yeah, so that was one of my favorite projects from him. This joint was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was a cool album. I think he went like full Drake mode on this joint. He went like
That
full
baby
Drake mode.
rapping,
Like I know
baby,
I've
so-
been fighting you on this, on him sounding like Drake, but I was thinking in terms of like rapper Drake. When he started singing on the hooks and shit, I'm like, oh, okay. I see. I get it now.
Well, you know,
I
he's gonna
get it
expand
now.
to
I
that-
get it now.
to
I
that
get it now.
Eventually as
He
well.
went full Drake mode.
I mean,
man.
the thing I noticed the most about the album was the amount of samples.
It's a lot of money on this album.
Yeah,
A lot of money.
It's a lot of like noticeable samples, not just like some fucking Japanese singer. These are like popular fucking Destiny's Child and shit, and fucking
Forgot
Yep.
about
Yep.
I don't know, tweet samples and stuff like
Fergie.
that too. Fergie, of course. So he definitely didn't hold any punches back with that.
Big time producers, Timberland,
yeah,
Pharrell.
yeah, for sure. Got some top producers on there, collaborations as well too.
Legend features.
I mean, I think it was solid. I only really listened to it like once or once and a half way through. So I got to spend some more time with it, but surface level, I think it's solid. I don't rate it too highly. I would say maybe like a 7-ish right now. I'm looking at it, 7 out of 10.
It's pretty solid.
I don't know if I can rank it. Like initially when I listened to it, I ain't like it. When I first listened, I ain't like it because I guess I had a different expectancy for how it was going to sound. It was just like a lot of female favored tracks per se. And I'm used to knowing Jack to get to it. He get to the bars. He had them hard records. He be spitting.
No,
and he was like real laid back, chill, getting his shit off type of joint. Which I get it. You know, the ladies is what's gonna put you up there. He trying to reach that superstar status right now.
I don't
which
think I
probably
like that side piece song
but it's like
that he got.
It was yeah.
I didn't think I cared for that. That Dage Loaf, I'm gonna introduce you to the family.
I hated that hook.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
whack.
get Dage the feature though.
That.
Like get Dage the feature. If we're gonna do all these shout outs, there was a bunch of shout outs on that song.
I hated
Introduce
that
you to the family. Like it's not even a bar. You're just saying it the way she's. It's
so
fucking
bad.
whack.
I get it though. I get it.
I mean,
but he should have gave it a feature still.
It was whack, and it's like, why are you talking about introducing your side piece to the family? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
But
make
That's
any
a
sense.
good point.
That's like that Drake shit though, kind of. Say some like wild, like disrespectful shit in a good way where it sound good. It's like, whoa, did he just say that?
But that didn't though. That didn't.
I mean, hey,
For me,
I see
anyway,
what he was going for. I see what he was going for.
So all the reaction that I saw, like I said, I was late on listening to these because it was a week and a half later. All the reaction I saw to it was on Twitter.
Right.
From what I saw on Twitter,
They've been killing Jack.
it was the worst album of all time.
They've been killing Jack.
So I was like,
That's what I saw initially as
a
well. Too.
bit.
People said that shit was trash.
Yeah, I was a little bit. I don't know. I didn't know what to think going into the album. I expected it to be bad, to be honest. But I don't like it when everybody piles on like that.
Facts.
So when I was listening through it the first time, I kind of was like wanting to give it
Right.
a good rating.
Right.
Like, nah, y'all are full of shit. As I was listening through the songs, I was like, I kind of get what they're saying.
Yeah.
And then that was like more towards the beginning. As it got a little bit more into the album, by the end, I was like, that's not bad. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was nearly as bad as all the reaction that I had seen previous.
Right.
I agree with what y'all are saying though. It was I can't put my finger on it exactly. It is kind of that Drake just talk shit and like
Vibes.
disrespectful, but like in a gentleman way kind of shit. And I was like, it's okay. It's just I felt like the last album he was like fairly personal.
Right.
With a lot of the stories he talked about and stuff, and it was like kind of like growing up type stories. And this was more like I'm famous. Let me talk my shit.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's not
I'm
my
here
style.
now type joint. I'm here now.
That's not my style per se.
Yeah,
There's
that
a few
crossover
songs.
is hard to blend.
Especially because his rap voice is real laid back and lax. So when you put it on vibe type tracks, it's even more so laid back.
Yeah.
So he got. I like when like the last album, I felt like he had a balance of like pretty upbeat tracks, harder tracks, to where his voice comes out good on it a little bit better. You can feel it out a little bit more. But
He
got all
definitely
these
don't have a
vibe
record
tracks.
like what's popping on here. I don't think.
Oh no! I mean, I guess you can say Dua Lipa is like on that type of tempo,
I
but
guess,
it's
but
it's not. It's not gonna be that.
I like that song. I like that
That's a good
song.
song.
I like the Drake song. I really like the Justin Timberlake one, to be honest, and the two singles. I mean, there's a handful of songs I
like the
liked,
Joe
but
Wayne.
just overall,
It's a solid album.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna listen to some of those singles. I don't know how like often I like actually go in and replay the album, but
right.
there's some shit that on there. It's a playlist for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a solid album, and I knew I was gonna feel that way once I saw all the negative reviews. Because I get Jack Harlow's a huge artist, and he's up there now. He's huge. These last few singles that he either released really to put him on another plane. But I guess I don't know what people were expecting necessarily, out of him. But like, are you expecting him to be like this I don't know, super rapper. Jack Harlow's pretty good at rapping, but he's not like this. He ain't on a level of, you know, some of these other guys that we talk about, like fucking Cole or nothing. Like, he not that kind of rapper. You know what I'm saying? He one of those.
He a slick talker. He a slick
lunch,
talker.
Yeah.
Like one of the he would kill a cipher like at your school cafeteria type shit. Be like, oh, the white boy can rap type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's who Jack Harlow is. He's not the best rapper, but he's a white dude that can rap pretty well. That's what he is. He's not gonna be no Eminem type of dude, but he's definitely serviceable.
No, I think he wants to be.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't think so either. I think he had dreams of that at the time. But you know,
How y'all feel about them like trying to kill him? I feel like it was like a bunch of just even headlines of different shit that was going on. Like they was just trying to kill him and get him up out of here for stupid shit.
Well, that's white hate.
Like what was
white
the
hate.
joke? That's white hate.
That's
the
my
white hate.
that's
I
my
don't know if I'm
legitimate.
about to double down on the white hate
I'm
shit.
joking, but that's my
But
legitimate
it is a
opinion.
thing in rap for white rappers.
No, that's
like
my
you gonna get
legitimate
that
opinion.
extra like what you know about the history, what you know
No,
about this.
but I see.
That's
but
my
that
Brandy
shit,
shit.
all of that shit is silly.
That was so
but
stupid.
That shit was stupid,
all
bro.
I mean, people can do that shit, but that just still doesn't like. It benefits them more than it hurts them. In the
So,
rap game.
this- the
Them being
situation-
white, it's much more
Yeah.
of a benefit.
No, but I'm being dead serious about this. I'm not saying like he's like screwed because of this or like don't get me wrong, but there's like you hear black people talk about in the workplace
Yeah.
having to do extra or be perfect because one mistake is looked at as see I knew that they weren't good enough type stuff.
Right.
I do feel like some of that exists for a white rapper, where it's, oh, he's dope. If there's a slip up, it's like,
Yeah.
this dude's whack. Get
You
him the
gotta
fuck
walk-
out
you
of
gotta
here.
walk that line a
but
little
why
bit.
does it matter for them though? Because the black people aren't really that fan base.
I'm about to say his fans don't give a fuck about
Right,
that shit we
it
talking
doesn't-
about.
that- and that's why I
those,
like
are, those are two different things.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying.
What I'm saying is,
Both can
but those
exist.
are the people who are going to talk shit about him and say, "Oh, get him the fuck out of here." And he can always say, "I don't give a fuck. I can still do whatever I want." That
Yeah, but-
MGK type shit, like black people don't listen to MGK,
Yeah,
but he's
there's
still a huge artist.
There's two types of white rappers. MGK is one.
He a
where
rock star now.
he is looking to be like a superstar. He's that's
rock
that's
and
his
roll.
most important thing. I mean, I think that's normal. I don't mean to say it in a bad way, but there's a certain white rapper that just wants to be successful, like most artists do.
Yeah.
And then there's Eminem's and Jack Harlow, where I think their mentality is,
They
I
care.
love rap and I want to be a part of hip hop culture.
Yeah, I think he cares.
So I
more.
think Jack is
I
one of
get
those
that.
guys
Right,
where,
right,
like,
right.
although you're right, his numbers, his sales will not be affected by
Won't
this.
be
The white
affected
people
by it.
will buy this music.
Right.
I
That's
think
the
it is
only
like a
way I'm
real
speaking of
negative to him that like y'all don't like me.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
personally,
I
it
think
might
he
be-
cares
I'm just
about what
saying
people
that
think.
Big picture,
No, I
he's
understand.
not one effect.
He basically
I
saying
understand.
he's not like a Post Malone / MGK guy where he just gonna leave rap once he gets to a certain point. 'Cause that's usually what kind of happens to to rappers that like are associated with hip hop a lot and they get their votes from hip hop and then they go straight rock or I'm a country singer now. It's like what?
I mean, I don't
You got
think he'd
rappers
do
on
that.
all
I
your
think
singles. Like what would you like?
You'll see him go
It's type of shit like I don't think he
extremely
gonna.
pop, but I don't.
But I think
see
he gonna stay like in rap type shit. I don't
Yeah, for
see him
sure.
like
I think so.
you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna do pop music now type shit.
Jack Harlow's a rapper. I mean, there's no nothing like
This
Post
is-
Malone is always a different argument because he's never been a rapper per se, and then
I don't think this is that different than the argument that we have about like every other rapper, in that there's a certain point in your career where you could go a certain way to become an even bigger popular artist.
Yeah.
Or you could go an opposite way that would be like more true to the art.
Oh, that's like the Wiz Currency thing. Both of them
Yeah.
came up together, but they
Yeah.
both had different sights on where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
Wiz wanted to be the superstar. Currency wanted to stay on his underground lowdown shit.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. It's like
Yeah.
there's a trajectory where you're going up and up and up, and you could go either way. I don't think there's anything wrong with either decision. The hip hop community seems to take that as a slap in the face if you choose that you would prefer to be a superstar. I think with white artists, but that's not my.
I don't know if they can prevent it.
I
No,
don't
they
even
can't. I'm
know-
just saying.
How
It's,
can you stop that?
I don't even know if it's a
Okay.
mad thing. It's more so
Marketable.
like you can see that those doors would be open a lot faster for a white rapper than if it was like Lil Baby ain't gonna have the doors that Jack gonna have open up for him entering superstar this fast. And Slim Baby is the biggest rapper we got. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? You can just tell it's like a difference. Like he's already got his first movie role in White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah.
He never acted before, but he's getting the role on this. It's gonna be a pretty big movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those doors don't get open to. I'm trying to make a race thing, but black rappers when they reach a superstar status, they still looked at you just the rapper guy.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%, and I think that is true.
I can see that side of it.
And like I say, this is the Post Malone debate that always happens. I understand that sentiment in that if I was a part of a race that didn't get that same opportunity, I would probably not look favorably on the people that did get that opportunity and take it. Like I understand the sentiment.
It could be seen as like a little hater thing.
That's what I was gonna say. From a logical standpoint, to me, it's hater-ish because they shouldn't hold themselves back just because they have the opportunity.
Oh no, they shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's only look bad on the person that feels the way about it. Like another one is like Drake and Wale. Wale has always had like not like an issue, but you can tell he spoke on these things with Drake. They've typically made like the same type of music per se, and they come up and they came over around the same time. Both have had hits and that type of record, Kendrick the female type shit. But Drake, when he does it, is always on another level. But Wale has made the same type of records, but hasn't got certain recognition for that, even though he's had a lot of success.
Well, Drake's more marketable.
Exactly, and that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the issue of the situation where it's like, dog, I'm doing the same thing on the same level. My pen is that. I can make this record, radio records, barred up records. I can do all of that. But y'all won't look at me the same way y'all look at Drake. Why?
Do y'all think Drake gets that sentiment from the hip hop community as a whole?
I think he did at one point early in his career. Early in his career when he first came out and this dude's singing and rapping and shit, he got a lot of that type of hate.
Degrassi dude,
super.
Remember
early.
DMX didn't like him. DMX called him out straight.
Everybody called him soft.
He said he hated
Drake was the soft guy.
Drake.
And rap, you can't be soft. So when he came out being the soft guy, everybody shitted on him for that.
Yeah, I don't mean to sound like I agree with y'all that did happen early.
Time.
But like after that was relatively early and quick, I think.
Yeah. That was probably after his second album. It wasn't like that. I mean,
but I'm saying like
second or third album at that point.
I think pretty quickly it changed from the hate was from old artists. I don't think the current artists were like that.
Isn't that crazy though? Like that we've seen that change already. Where you know.
Because it gets to a certain point where now you just hating. Like he that.
Well, no,
like he really that man.
Well, I'm just saying in this sense, as far as like, people hate on the younger generation today as well too. Mm-hmm. And then it's just gonna come to the change where it's like, oh well, this is what do you mean? How can you hate this type thing? You know what I'm saying? Like this is the standard of what music is. Like Drake is the standard of what music is. But it was people in hip hop at the time that just wanted to resist change. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely a part of it, but I think it also skill level plays a major part into that.
That too.
You said Drake's skill level has never been questioned though.
No, but there's a certain point. It's like the early LeBron haters, where LeBron's talent was always where it was. Like he was always incredible, even in the first 6-7 years of his career when he hadn't won championships. Mm-hmm. But it was like, well, he hasn't won a championship. Was like the hater debate.
Yeah.
Once he got it, it was like, well, he got one. Once he got 2 and 3, it's like there's nothing else you could say.
Well, once we got it, it was like, oh, he had to team up with D-Wade and them to get that.
Yeah,
that type of
he
shit.
still gets hate. Don't get me wrong, but like once he reached a certain level of greatness, any reasonable person just looked like a hater, still denying it. I feel like same was with Drake, where he had the talent from the beginning, but the haters would like question it because it's new, it's different, he's soft, this, that, and the third. After he dropped certain amount of albums that are all like super, super fire.
Yeah,
it's like at a certain point we got to give it up.
He don't.
So I think some of the other artists that came up with Drake that might have got hate and didn't get to that next level, I don't think anything changed with them, like opinion wise, from the people that were hating. Do you know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. I just think there's a certain skill level where it's undeniable.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of time. But
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I think right. Ultimately, that's kind of what I argue.
I think Lil Baby's kind of there.
Right.
Like when he first dropped,
people didn't want to hit more. There's a lot of people that like had something to say like this is fucking mumble rap type thing, and it's like no, these guys are actually skilled in what they do, but it just takes some time for people to get used to it.
Look,
go ahead. When you're a newer artist, especially the way artists are popping right now, you're not fully developed yet. Like when Lil Baby first dropped, he had just started rapping.
Yeah, right.
And he has a couple slaps that went up, so it was like, oh shit, I should start taking this seriously now. And now we can see that he's been taking it seriously because he's making better records. This shit has improved per se. Even if you didn't like the earlier judge, you can't say them just ain't that now type shit. Like, same type thing.
Well, this can kind of transition a little bit into the next album, but I'll give you something that I probably shouldn't do just because this is gonna hang over my head for the rest of my life now, possibly.
Yes.
Kodak, I think, could be in this same category, and that I still don't see.
You did.
I'm gonna try to just say this without even qualifying it. He's one that early on was so different and had like a couple of huge records that were undeniable and stuff. Even though I didn't like him back then. He's continued to grow and level up at this point relatively consistently over the past couple of years. I think he's moving into that category where he is now like the people that used to hate on him look a little bit funny. There's some stuff you may not like, but he's moving into the area where it's like his success is somewhat undeniable.
Right. That's why I always tell people it's just like, all right, if you can say music is opinionated. You can say somebody sucks or whatever, all of that. But at the same time, you got to look at like, how do we? At some point, we have to pull up the stats. You know what I'm saying? That's how you judge anybody based on their career. It's just like, what did your metrics say in your career compared to your peers? And compared to his peers, especially at the age he's at, you'd be like, oh man, this dude is fucking legendary at this stage. So what happens 5 years from now?
I don't even think you have to even pull up the stats. You can just look at his fan base. His fan base go hard for him. Like one of them. Like his fan base goes hard for him. So it's one of them just like numbers or not, his fan base riding with him through it all.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying as far as like you could say the fan base, but like the singles he has, it goes across any fan base. Like some Kodak songs regardless. And like for like 10 years now type thing. Like there's some songs that you're just gonna know because they've been everywhere regardless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He has that ability.
I was going to say the same thing Mar said. The numbers do matter and stuff, don't get me wrong. But for me, like, I hate to say it, like, other people accepting him changed my opinion because I don't care really if other rappers like him. But the features that he's been able to get and the people that have put him on their albums and put him on good songs and shit.
And cosigns mean a lot.
That's changed my mind a little bit, honestly. And this started a little bit before this Kendrick album.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's what we're transitioning to here soon anyway. But that's a huge stamp. Yeah. That's a huge stamp. And it's not just a random stamp. Like, he did well on the records, too.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with Kodak's time on this Kendrick album. It definitely was a big turning point. I think will be a big turning point in how he's viewed by people that haven't already started to accept him within hip hop and stuff.
So even your guy that you said never needed a cosign, this gonna do a lot for him. That's gonna do a lot for him being on that Kendrick album. That's gonna change his whole trajectory at this point.
I mean, possibly for sure. I think it's certainly was a great moment. But I mean, he's certainly getting a lot of hate for it too. But I think that'll die out.
That's fake hate.
Yeah, in my opinion, somebody has to say something, and I think it was mostly because it's like, what else can I say? You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been different if he would have went on the album and really fucked it up. But you can't say
it's one of the best songs.
It's not. You can't say that his contributions on the album made it any worse. You can't say that, so you have to say something else. You know what I'm saying? You have to, he's this, he's that, he's a terrible person.
Okay.
Blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? You have to say something. You can't say like, he ruined this song. You really can't say that with a straight face in a room full of people and everybody be like, yeah. Like, no, y'all fucking, you know what I'm saying? Y'all fucking lying to yourself at this point. And it's like, you got to break yourself out of that eventually.
That's true.
So I feel like all of that will die out soon.
Yeah, I said it's fake hate because to me it's like internet stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think people actually feel this way. It's like Kendrick is almost in a way like this is like he's like Elon Musk to Twitter to Kendrick is to these hip hop blogs.
Yeah.
It's like we control the narratives. We decided that certain PC things are allowed. This is not allowed. If a rapper gets in trouble for this, we kill him for it. Kendrick certifying Kodak and putting him on the records and stuff like said we don't give a fuck what y'all think. So their response has been, I can't believe that he would put somebody that has these charges on his album.
That's stupid.
It's like stupid.
Well,
this is just blog shit.
But what are y'all? I mean, I know we're gonna get into a deep dive of the album, but since we're talking about Kodak right now, why do you guys think
he opened it?
He put Kodak on the album though? Like what like you see a bunch of like different reasons for the dichotomy between him and Kodak and all of this shit, and like they grow like
shout out to Duval.
Him seeing himself in the mirror, all of this stuff, this crazy stuff. Like, what do you think is the reason for it?
Perspective. I think he was giving that perspective of a hood person being on the track like that level of like, I can be this from this culture and talk like this, but I can spit this shit I'm saying right now, and it makes sense. And you're gonna listen to me differently now because I'm on a song with Kendrick. Like you say, I feel you feel like Kodak's level of rapping is on the high level. You speak about that all the time. But a lot of people can't hear it like that just because how he gets his shit off or how he talks in his vernacular. But you going to listen to it different on the Kendrick track because Kendrick going to talk that shit. And you hear what he's saying in this song, the Silent Hill record. So Kodak can give you that perspective too. And it almost brings up like that Duval shit where he's like, Kodak raps on a level of Kendrick, but y'all don't want to hear that type shit. And people killed him for it. But when you talk about perspective, like, Kendrick is a hood dude. He's from Compton. Like he's from.
They're really not that much different.
Yeah, like he just
about, as far
he
as
just
upbringing.
can express himself and make music and stuff where you can understand what he's talking about better.
Right.
And so you're not gonna hear it like that from Kodak when you put him on a record. It's like, okay, you can hear the perspective that he's trying to put him in, so y'all can hear it different and accept it a little bit better. That's how I took it.
What do you think, Kendrick? This may be the same. This may be what you just answered. I just didn't understand. But what do you think Kendrick's motive is to having him on there?
A motive. I don't know
Why would he choose him? What was his? What's your guess at his line of thinking of having Kodak included the way that he did?
Kind of the same way, like how Kanye put DaBaby on the track when he was going through his shit type shit. When it's like, yeah, y'all can try to do all the shit you want to him, but no, he's still that to this culture. No matter what y'all try to put on his whatever, he's still that. And I'm going to put him on this track and let y'all know he that because I'm the best. And what I say is usually what people going to fuck with, regardless. So I think it was that type of motive. Yeah. Letting people know, like, yeah, Kodak's still that. I don't care what y'all got to say about him, the allegations, whatever happened he go through. He's still somebody that speak where he speak from his perspective. And he can spit that shit. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
So you gotta respect that.
Yeah, I think it was a mix of a lot of stuff. I think Kendrick kind of gets put on this pedestal,
right,
as a as the righteous rapper, and I think he's gone out of his way on every single album. I think he consistently goes out of his way to me. Kendrick is one of the most genuine artists that you'll find.
Yeah,
for at least from what I gather, the way he raps, what he talks about. Like, I think to him is really important to be genuine and not present this like fake front of how great I am, or how good I am, I should say. So to me, it's like I mean, it's like you were saying, like it's like taking the person that's thought of as the troublemaker, the least of, to be honest with you, and like elevating, saying this is also a part of who I am. Right. I may not represent myself the way that he does, like outwardly, but I have some Kodak in me as well.
Yeah, right. I think he literally says that in the song.
Really, for real?
Well, it says a lot of people are pro-black. I'm more Kodak black.
That was a different record, fine. But yeah, he did say that.
That's a different record. Yeah, like it's just odd how many times like Kodak is mentioned throughout this album, or like either pops up on the album or is mentioned by Kendrick himself.
I choose beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
said like that.
I think Kendrick's always. I think he's got like that heart for the underprivileged or whatever in general. So I think he did almost also put him on there as like you were saying, more like a defense.
Right.
Like y'all can't take shots at him. That's my guy too, kind of thing.
I mean,
but I thought of like when I was listening to it, it made me think back to like I think it was Section 80. He's got a song, Kush and Corinthians. And like the whole song, he's like, it's that dichotomy stuff that you're talking about, where he's talking about wanting to uplift and like wanting to do what's right and stuff. But he's like, I'm just sitting back smoking my kush, reading Corinthians, Bible verse.
Right.
And it's like that's how Kendrick always has presented himself to me. It's like I do have these righteous thoughts. I do want to do better. I do think this is the best way of doing things, and he like points to what is right. But he's also like, yo, but I'm also fucked up.
But I am not your savior.
Yeah,
I am not
I
your
mean,
savior.
they're really more alike than what you think as far as like upbringing and shit. But they got their birthdays are around the same time. They believe in like all of that like numerology shit and stuff like that. And they both like Hebrew Israelites and stuff too. So they got like connections on different levels.
Yeah.
And they both like, I don't know, believe in like their birthday being around Tupac's birthday is like something special or something. But to me, I just feel like he saw another master of the craft. Like he recognized what it is, type thing. Like I've said it for a long time. I feel like, and I've used this comparison, and I hope that to somebody it makes sense. Like Kodak is the drunken fist. Like that's who I can, or like the art style I compare him to. Like it may appear sloppy and like disorganized and unorthodox when you first see it, but the technique applied is almost flawless pretty much every time. Like that's what my intrigue about Kodak is. And there's some shit like that he does musically. I don't even know if he knows he's doing it, because he's been doing it for such like since such a young age. Like the amount of times he can rhyme in one. Like when I first heard fucking Project Baby, he said fucking since a toddler I was brought up with this bottom boy knowledge, and it's like every single word rhymed. You know what I'm saying? Like in that sentence.
Biggie shit.
And I don't know if he knows he's doing shit like that, but he's always done it. That's like I said, that technique has always been flawless. So I just feel like Kendrick noticed that or knows that, like talent recognizes talent type thing, and he wanted to highlight it. And to me, it's clearly as he's highlighting them on the album. Like how we've never seen anybody reach out with no prior, I don't know, collaborations or any kind of clues to say that these guys would be linked to each other, prior to this album coming out. Why highlight
Kendrick did it
Kodak
before with Gunplay. Was like one of my favorite records from him. He did a song with Gunplay some years back, and it was another one of those things. Like, why would you do a song with Gunplay? But that shit was fire.
I'm sure it was hard.
It was one of them just like,
but Gunplay can rap, and Kendrick's not gonna do songs with anybody.
It'll come down to the music
as talented type thing.
Yeah.
That's what I would assume anyway.
Yeah.
And like especially like on Silent Hill, Kendrick pretty much threw him a layup. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come and kill this shit for me, because it's like Kendrick just does. The hook is fire, of course, and I mean the 808 on that is probably the cleanest 808 I've ever heard in my life.
That shit came in
it's
hard.
One of the hardest beats.
That shit came in hard.
And this shit's gonna be a hip hop classic.
Push these niggas off me like,
right.
That shit hard.
When he came up with that line, it was when that 808 drops. What else can you say but you know what I'm saying?
That shit hard.
And that 808 sounds like that, like it's hitting somebody. So it's just fucking genius how he came up with that. And as soon as he say it drops on the 808.
Yeah, I was watching some of that Kendrick's Big Boy interview he did. I think that might have been the only interview he did for the album.
This is a new one?
Yeah.
That's the only interview
That's the only interview he did. And then he went to Africa.
Right. I think I saw a clip
playing soccer.
It was old. I gotta check that out.
No, it was a new one. Yeah, I watched it the day it dropped. I think it just popped up on my feed. And I was like, oh shit. But he was mostly talking about, because they asked him about doing collaboration or who you pick and why you pick who you choose to do collaboration with. He's like, at the end of the day, it comes down to the music. Like, your vibe, of course, if you're an asshole, I'm not going to really fuck with you. I'm not going to do shit like that shit. But he's like, if we can make some dope music, I feel like we can make a dope records together. I'm going to do some shit with you if it comes down to it. He was like, okay. So I kind of like goes to what you were saying about Kodak. Like, I feel like if he didn't think they could do good music together, he wouldn't have put him on the track. Like, if he didn't think it was going to be hard.
The street nigga or like what he could, like, I think that's like secondary type things. Because it's like, he could have picked any of them.
Because he said, he's rapper. Like, it's some rappers that I'm cool with, but I don't want to do no music with them.
Right.
Like, we can have a good relationship. I like you outside. We cool. We can chop it up, but
all
I don't want to
rappers
do a
have
record
the
with you to say.
Or similar background. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all from the similar spots. Florida is booming. He could have picked up any of them young niggas from Florida to hop on it, or any street rapper in the game. 21 Savage could have jumped on there, or fucking Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? Could have been on there. It's anybody.
Would have been an easy grab.
Right. Anybody. So I think it's more depth.
And I love to hear a little Durk and Kendrick record. That shit probably be fire. That shit would be fire. Thinking of that.
But I mean, what? I guess we went over enough of that. What are your thoughts on the album as a whole?
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Does the name make sense to y'all now after hearing the album?
I've seen different reasonings, but it's like morality versus like the Big Steppers type thing. I mean, I get that idea about it too, and you can see some of that idea within the album as well too. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I gotta listen to it a little bit more before I'm actually like can figure out, because that's just thoughts I've heard from other people, none that I've developed on my own. Exactly what that means.
What you think?
Yeah, same kind of thing. To me, it's just that continued Kendrick showing that I'm two people.
No,
two sides of me.
Both sides of the coin.
Yeah. Same as you. So I've only listened to it one time. One time all the way through when I was on the airplane. It's a weird.
It's an uncomfortable listen.
Yeah, I got weird thoughts on it, because when I listened through it the first time on the airplane, I don't want to undersell this. I was blown away.
Right.
I think the album is incredible.
Right.
His artistic ability is second to none, in my opinion. Particularly like active rappers. I don't want to get into all-time debates and stuff, but like the concepts that he has are crazy.
How he puts them together is
the record that he did with him and his girl yelling back and forth at each other.
Yeah, we cried together.
I may never listen to this song again because, like you said, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not something you don't play back a lot.
It's not like great music. You know what I'm saying? Like musically, it's not like a fun.
It's actually
listen.
an Alchemist beat. I was waiting for Benny to come through with that boo 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 boo. I was waiting for that to come out.
But the whole concept was fire. Like just laying out the way some couples argue, say
that
the wildest,
fucking
terrible
nuts.
shit that you could say, and then just like, all right, we're done with this argument. Let's make up. And it's like the toxicity in that record was crazy. Yeah. The other record where he's talking about is like transgender uncle or whatever.
Auntie's Diary.
Mm-hmm. That was nuts.
Auntie is a man now.
That's another song. Like,
it's a wild
crazy
boy,
hook, right? But I mean, that song was wild. Through one listen, it's hard to remember all of them, but I have like this certain that half of me is like, that's one of the best albums I've ever heard. From an artistic standpoint.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
From an artistic standpoint.
The other half of me as a fan that just wants to like listen to new Kendrick music is like almost disappointed. Because this is not, there's songs that I'm going to listen to more, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I got a 15-song album of stuff that I can just play.
That was my first reaction as far as like when I listen to it. It's more like art than music.
Yeah,
type thing.
I think a lot of that. I'm getting tired of seeing people talk art.
That's what that was.
I think
it is, but it's like that's what everybody go to. This ain't music, it's art.
But
I hate those people.
I'm not meaning it in that way though.
Yeah,
I'm not meaning it exactly that way. But when you go back and listen through it, it is some fucking bops on there. Like N95 is a bop.
N95 is
Die Hard is a pretty good record. Father Time.
That Rich Spirit.
Father Time is actually
that was my favorite song on
that shit is fire.
That's my shit too.
You can listen to that. Rich Spirit.
Rich Spirit is my shit.
That shit is a bop.
That was the first one that was like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Savior was fire too.
Savior was a fire track.
Baby King went crazy.
He did.
Baby King went crazy.
You know Silent Hill rock. So it's
Silent Hill was dope.
It's got enough.
I like that Mr. Morale, the Pharrell beat. That shit stupid. He was spazzing on that shit.
I feel like it's got enough bop and like conceptual creativity type shit like blended together to where It's a good listen all the way through.
Going back to
I
that
agree.
Big Boy interview, which is kind of like a way I've always looked at Kendrick, and they got him like to rate his albums and shit and put them in place, and he
Yeah.
put them in chronological order.
Oh, did-
Because he basically said all these. They didn't have the newest one. They had Damn as the last one on there. He's like, all these albums helped me create Damn. All these albums is a combination of my first 4 projects is what Damn is to me. So I feel like he thinks this is probably a combination of all of his fucking catalog is bought up in one. And you can hear that shit. You can hear the crazy fucking production on most tracks. The features, just the shit that he's saying, the points he's trying to get across. He has the rapidy rap records. He got the vibe record. He giving you a combination of all you know Kendrick to do over his career. So that's how I look at Kendrick. He's just gonna he's gonna add on and try to culminate all that he's given to everybody already and make it a little bit better. And that's what I think the album is. Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got so much respect for him. It's just crazy. Like it's borderline Stan behavior. But on the record where he talks about I had nothing to say for 2 years.
Yeah. Right.
Like to me it's just
Motherfucker
so.
said he went to therapy.
Yeah.
Just to he pretty much had to go to therapy just to write some rhymes and shit.
Some writer's block.
Yeah.
So you gonna take back some of your like hate from him taking so long to get this album? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he was
will.
on his ass a little bit.
I will.
Y'all let
And
Mozzie beat him in our bracket last year. I fuck with Mozzie, but damn.
Kendrick wasn't a rapper at the
it had
time.
to happen. I stand on it. He was retired. He came out of retirement. Nah, it is weird though. It is weird though. I mean, from a fan standpoint, just a fan of hip hop, it is frustrating that he just doesn't put out music.
Right.
It's frustrating.
But don't it make you appreciate it more when he does?
No, it does. It does. That's what I was just gonna say. It's frustrating he doesn't put out music, and you are right that there's gonna be plenty of records. I'm gonna listen to this album. I don't mean to say like I'm only gonna listen that one time, but I do. There's a part of me that does wish like we could get Section 80 is my favorite because it was always as well done as always, but like the music was the most fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I respect anybody that's like, I am a superstar, but I'm not just gonna put out bullshit to continue making music, making money,
Yeah. He's from
making
that ilk.
superstar stuff. Like I'm gonna do it when I feel like I got something real to say.
Yeah.
And not many people can do that.
Do you think
like, he's obviously on a level.
the times we are in music makes you feel that way more because we get a lot more shit more frequently from certain people?
I'm sure that it adds to it. I think that's kind of just my personality.
Yeah.
That I just have a lot of respect for like meaning rather than just
same.
frivolous shit. But no, I do think like the amount of stuff that some people put out now probably makes me appreciate that more.
Mm-hmm. You know, this shit was like,
That's not really your style, right?
Well, I mean, I think it just depends on where you're at in your career to be able to do stuff like that.
oh yeah, that's a fact.
You know, 4 or 5 albums in,
Because Kendrick was a lot more frequent earlier in his career.
Right, exactly.
When you're trying to make that come up, you're gonna be putting out more shit.
Once you get to that point, it's just you can fall back a little bit and kind of be mysterious and fucking drop when you want to. You've earned it at that point in time. Your fan base is pretty much solidified.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that, but I think it takes a lot of work, or you gotta to get to that spot where you can take a hiatus of that long and still come back and pretty much stop the music world.
And it applies more pressure too. Because people been waiting on your shit, so this shit gotta be fucking perfect when I put this shit out.
At the same time though, Kendrick's somebody at this point, it don't have to be for him.
But I think he does. I think he does hold himself to that though. I don't think he's gonna put out no bullshit.
He's not gonna put out no bullshit, but it's gonna be perfect to him. It's gonna be what he wants.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think he's looking for everybody else's opinion.
Well, to me, that's that point that I was talking about earlier. Like he hit the fork in the road in his career where he became massive superstar, and like you either go, I want to become bigger superstar, and make music that will perform well for a superstar status, or I'm gonna go the opposite direction, and I've made it high enough in my career that I want to do what I want to do.
Right.
And I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's whatever your path that you want to, whatever your end goal is. But I think Drake went the superstar route and was like, my end goal is to become the biggest artist of all time.
Sometimes though, I think it's like Kendrick might be like an anomaly, one of those anomaly type guy, because it's one thing to do the records that's gonna put you on that superstar status, and try to do like records that adds some meaning to it. I think he pivots that shit well, like together. Like he has, like we gonna be all right. Like that's a Black Righteous record that was a huge fucking single.
Huge.
Like so you culminating a message that you're trying to give and a fire ass record in one. Not many people can do that shit. A lot of people fall. It hurts the product when you try to lean to each side. So if you can merge some shits together, Cole, Kendrick are one of the greatest at doing that shit. I believe.
I do think
For sure. What do y'all think? Have y'all seen the sales for the first week?
it's like 320.
Yeah, somewhere around
I
3.
think it came in at 280 something.
They dropped it down a little bit.
But it's like 286 or something. Like what? The Heart Part 5 is not on the album. Can I confirm?
We forgot about that.
The Heart, yeah.
Why is that not?
He's
on
done
the
that for
album?
every one of his albums. He's dropped the Heart. That's why it's the 5th one. He dropped the Heart single before the album. They never go on the
none of
album.
them
It's
are.
always just a freestyle that letting you know that the album about to drop.
Oh, that's cool.
He's
I didn't
done
know
that his whole career. Yeah. He's never put the Hearts on the albums.
All right, because I mean, he didn't lead it with a single, and that would have definitely boosted the sales on the album.
Right.
But I've seen some people say that's an L for him selling nearly 300,000 units. in
Yeah,
the
people are
first week.
stupid.
That's dumb, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like that's dumb. Even if you're solely a salesperson,
Yeah.
like that would be dumb. But
Anything around the 200 range and up, you
a
that.
yeah, right,
you
right,
that
right,
in this
right,
time and age and how
You're
sales
on
true.
another
In
level.
that 200 range and up, like you get around that area,
I
you're
feel
that.
like even 100 still.
100 is you.
Maybe not Kendrick
You're somebody
level,
that's
but-
here, but when you get in that 200 range, you're talking about a different level of
Yeah.
artists now.
That's fair. That's
so
So-
in the rap world for sure.
yeah, I don't.
And people just they comparing it. Oh, it didn't do better than Donda. It didn't do better than Cole's. We're like, okay, bro. So
Right.
it's still in that area.
Right, exactly.
It's still in that area.
It's huge.
It's like people trying to use that to like say something is better than like well that doesn't affect anything.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
change if what is better or not just because he sold a couple 50,000 more or something like.
I don't like to be the. I look down on those people.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say. I don't like to be the maturity. You guys
That's
just
kinda-
don't get it.
That's kind
yet,
of the fight I
but
be having with
I
words
look
too.
down
Whenever
on
you
them.
want to bring up numbers when we talking about what's good or what sounds.
Well,
when
you-
we talk
you-
about
you
albums
know,
and shit.
I
I get they mean something. Of course, you want to sell records. You want to be in that bracket of selling a lot of records. But it shouldn't change how you think what the shit sounded like.
Oh no,
or if it was
And,
good or not.
That should not change your opinion at all. But and I've like extremely backed off of that first week sale shit. I think overall, of course, you want your albums to like go platinum and stuff like that. But I feel like the first week doesn't dictate that for most people. And
No.
like what we've seen over the course of the last couple of years is that we've seen some people come in with some extremely low first week album sales, but then you hear songs off their album for the rest of that year. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? On the radio, everywhere you go, you're hearing these records. So
On the flip side, you
that's
see
what-
people that
that's
have
what
great
counts.
first weeks, and then that second week it dropped way low.
Right.
Like
I
people
mean,
don't
that's-
continue to stream it after that first week.
That's what counts. It's all about how many people. It's the retention.
Yeah.
More so than anything. So, and
Good
I
shit.
think this Kendrick album is something that many people are going to sit with for a long time to come. So,
That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean that would be the least of my concerns overall.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Anything else on that album?
I mean, home run. That's it. He hit it out the park for me.
I think so too.
Did what Kendrick supposed to do. I have no bad reviews really. Except for the deeper tracks, it's like them just is an uncomfortable listen. But the fact that you could put them on an album like this and that shit still go, it shows your level a little bit.
Yeah, some of these songs ain't pull up music.
Oh,
you can't pull up till we cry together.
Not even no. But
Somebody
even
will think you got some issues,
going back
bro.
to the Heart record, like getting a Marvin Gaye sample and it's just a Marvin Gaye sample cleared. And we all know how Marvin Gaye get down. That shows you on that level where it's like most people can't do this.
Yeah.
Most people can't get this record cleared to even do this song at all.
He's just so highly respected.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Good album though, man.
Shout out to Kendrick, though,
Good
man.
album.
Good shit. Good music.
We want to kind of run through these singles if you had anything.
Yeah, we can. I mean, I want nothing crazy. A couple R&B joints dropped. Shout out to PJ Morton's a fire album.
I really like that Post Malone Roddy Ricch. I mean, I'm not surprised.
That record
I'm
was
a
good.
Post Malone guy,
Yeah.
but I thought that record was really fire.
Yeah, it's a pretty good record. Post about to drop next month, I believe. His album coming.
So coming up sometime soon. You know I'll be listening.
Been a little minute.
It has been.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Been quiet going to these little label issues and whatnot. Shout out to Dreezy. Hit Girl album. Hit Boy, fully produced Hit Boy joint. Thought that shit was hard. She was spitting on that joint. Of course, you know the
She can
production.
rap.
Production
Yeah,
is
she can
crazy.
rap, for sure.
But yeah, people should check that shit out. Tory put out a single I like, the It Doesn't Matter joint.
I didn't see that one.
That shit is fire. Fire.
I have to check that one out. I like him.
What was that other
Did you
joint?
listen to that Quavo Takeoff joint?
I did.
I didn't listen
I
to
did.
it.
I like it.
I did too.
What do you
like
think
hard.
about the rumors with that?
What, they were splitting up?
Yeah, saying that the Migos are done. They got some kind of beef with
You know,
Offset. or
they
something.
based it off because Offset unfollowed both of them.
That means a lot in
Yeah, I know.
2022.
I got two theories. Either they're just trying to get some
buzz
hype
going.
for
It's a
the new
rollout.
music, or my second thought would be, duh. Who cares? Like this was coming at some point.
Yeah,
They had groups and
for
shit.
Sure.
It was just
And
too.
he is the one with the family.
He's
so
easily
it's
the
like-
odd man out.
yeah.
Is it? I guess yeah. Yeah, because they
Like
are
from
like
Superstar
Quavo and
status.
Takeoff are like related. But I thought they
Oh,
all was
They
related.
all related.
Yeah, he like Quavo's his uncle,
One- somebody's
nephew.
uncle. Yeah, somebody is somebody's uncle.
I just
I'm
went from
confused.
superstar status.
And
Which
They
is
all
weird
two
because they're
funny.
like they look like the same age. But
They
Quavo,
all pretty much the same age.
that's weird.
You know how this should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think much about it, but I know that
But
has
I
been
mean-
a big thing.
I think it's just part of a rollout because Takeoff and Quavo are putting out this record. They're probably putting a project out
Is
together or
that
some shit
song
like
good? I
that.
didn't listen to it.
The song
I
hard.
liked it.
The song hard.
It's Migos still.
The song hard.
Yeah, all right.
Sounded cool.
They can all like. I thought it was just funny because Takeoff's not on Bad and Bougie. It's a Migos song.
Biggest song.
It's
ever.
a Migos song
Of
though.
theirs.
Like Offset's not on this record, and it's Quavo and Takeoff. It's not a Migos song. So I mean that
Oh, that's
That
what
is
you doing with that. Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like
That is
that's
interesting.
weird. But who knows? Who knows how it
Who knows?
is?
I still think they're the best all together than Dolo.
Oh, for sure. It's
But,
not even
you know,
close.
Yeah.
but you
I
gonna
mean,
do what you gotta
Quavo's
do.
cool on some singles here and there.
Yeah.
You know, some.
I actually like
some
Offset's
on the hook
Offset's solo album better.
The,
than all of them.
Offset's to me the best overall rapper.
Yeah, he go
I guess
crazy.
I think Takeoff's got the best bars, but as far as like flow and bar combination, this Offset is better than
Yeah.
everybody.
They're all the
Quavo
best
just got
together.
swag.
You know, all good things must come to an end at some point, I guess. But I don't think it's over. I think we'll get more Migos music at some point. I don't know if it's just like
Yeah,
end all be all
agreed.
type shit.
It'll never be over.
So, you know, it is what it is. You say you like that on that Simba record, right? Goat?
Yeah.
That shit was hard.
Did you catch? I felt like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I got Nipsey vibes on it. His cadence and stuff.
I don't know how to listen to it again. I just checked it out like once.
I thought that was good. There was a random Biggie song featuring
I did see
Ty
that.
Dolla $ign.
I did see that.
It sounded
played
cool. It sounds like it's a noticeable difference
Yeah, it's an old
in
Biggie
like
verse.
the quality of the verse, not the verse like his rapping, but the sound quality.
Yeah, on his
Like
verse.
what they ripped from his old
Yeah,
shit to
yeah.
throw it on
Oh,
the song.
really?
But anytime you put Ty Dolla, it's
I
on
don't
there.
like that,
It's
though.
solid.
I kind of don't like that when they do that.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
You could just tell, like, this was recorded 25
Right,
years ago.
right.
I liked that Chance snippet. The full song came out that you had shared
Oh,
earlier
yeah,
in
the
the
race
week.
joint. That shit was hard. He's
Kevin
Chance
Gates.
Spaz on that.
He did.
He did.
Kevin Gates had a single that I thought was pretty cool. I had 3 kind of surprise finds. Some dude named Lil Key.
I didn't listen to that song. I meant to listen to it.
I might be off on the polo, but it's similar to these younger dudes. It was good. I don't even know who he is. K-E-E, Lil Key, not the one that just passed. Lupe put out a single that
I
was
seen that.
surprisingly was really good.
Was
I
it
thought.
good? I
liked
skipped it
it.
because I didn't like his last
I
single.
ain't
he
listened
put
to
out.
it. Is he putting out a drill album?
I don't know.
I heard he got like an album coming that's called like something The Drillers or something like that. I was
I
like,
had no idea.
I meant to like ask y'all about that. Like, how would y'all feel about if Lupe did a drill
Prefer no.
album with drill beats?
Well,
Prefer no.
I don't think
I mean,
he'd
he
do
from
a drill
Chicago,
album,
I
he's
get it,
from
but it's like, it's
Chicago,
not
though.
his
I think
style.
it's just probably a play on that. If anything.
Maybe.
Probably.
But
The last one was a French Montana single called Alcatraz. I really
Not Montana.
I really liked it. It was hard. It's French Montana, but it was hard. He had some bar
French made
about
some hard
him
records,
and Kanye
man.
breaking the Kardashian curse. It was a good record.
Did he break
Check
it
that
though?
one out.
Did he break it? I don't know if he broke it. Kanye broke the Kardashian curse.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if he
He
broke
seems
that.
cursed.
I don't know if he broke that.
He's in a great spot, like I guess financially, but he was like what 50-something million in debt at one point, self-admittedly. So,
You got a point there. You got a point there.
That was those are the singles I listened to yesterday. Were pretty cool.
Yes, I mean, well, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Where we at, man? Where we going?
what about
Play.
since we still on music? Y'all want to talk about Young Thug?
Oh,
Last
Thug.
song.
We can get to it.
Okay.
Young Thug picked up on what
Might
was
just get hit with that Rico.
Yeah, he got hit with the RICO charges, man. And then after that, he got 7 additional felonies.
Yep. When they raided his crib.
Yeah, raided his crib. They found like intent to distribute marijuana and
56 count indictment.
some other shit too. He got some crazy charges going forward, but I mean,
So they've been following him since
not
2012
looking
or
good
something, right?
for Young Thug.
It's not.
It's
what
not
I've
looking
seen.
good for him at all.
I saw stuff about they had like they were doing I know that they were using lyrics and stuff, but it was like specific ones to
Yeah.
murders that had happened,
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah.
our other
happened?
guy. What's his
Yeah.
name? Florida dude.
He basically said my
Melody.
charges beat the murder. Some shit like that. Some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
guess
haven't watched much, but it sounded like they had specific info that didn't.
Yeah,
that
and
doesn't sound good. For
And of course, they're using the situation that happened with
Lucci.
YFN Lucci.
Yeah, they was beefing.
When he was in prison, this dude got stabbed in the neck in prison.
Yeah,
They
they tried to
saying
get
that
him.
pretty much Young Thug was behind that as well too. Those RICO charges are tricky, man, because it's hard for you to beat it. Like how can you? You know, they're pretty much saying that we know that somebody affiliated with your gang did this, and you're the head of it, so you had to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like even if they don't necessarily know that you called the shots,
It's a touchy
just
thing.
because you're the head of it. But I mean, apparently they got this dude on recording. Phone tap saying some shit as well too, instructing people to do things as well. So, hey, he ended up probably having to take a plea deal, but
Didn't
he gonna sit for a while.
I think it was last year or the year before they passed that you could use lyrics in a case now.
Yeah,
Something like that. Like it's an
It's-
official
it's
thing. You can use
recent.
it as
I
evidence.
don't remember.
it's recent.
Rappers, I don't think rappers took that shit seriously. Like they just continued to talk about crimes in music. It's like, dog, it's in the law. They can use that shit as evidence now. Like at first it wasn't official. They would try throwing in with other evidence that they had, but they can actually use that on your case now. You gotta be smarter than that. And I think it also goes to like what we've seen in the last 5, 6, 7 years in rap. People gotta stop making their street gang affiliation name into their label name.
Stop it.
Because
Good
all
idea.
that shit that y'all was doing in the streets under that name will be
Right.
brought up when you are labeled and having
Stop
signing
it.
artists to the same label.
Don't
It's
even
not a smart
have a
move.
fucking-
It's not a smart move.
Right.
A good example I can use is CMG.
I just saw that.
Yo Gotti's
today.
jump. His shit was originally Cocaine Music Group. I think he said he spoke to 50 Cent,
50.
and 50 Cent told him, you need to take cocaine out of your name in order to progress in this game like you really want to. They're not gonna fuck with you with cocaine in
Good
your
advice.
name or some shit. And
So-
it's now like Collective Music Group now.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
CMG
They don't
was
even
done.
spell it out. They just always say it as CMG.
CMG.
I thought
so
it
I guess
just shortened
so. I
it
guess
to
people wouldn't
CMG.
notice that it changed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a smart move.
It
Like
is.
you can't bring that street shit into this business. They not gonna fuck with you, and they gonna come for you.
Yeah.
Whatever you was involved in before your shit was officially a label or a brand or whatever.
Well, I mean, look at Gunna.
Yeah.
He just for being signed, pretty much.
Just for
This shit
being
was
signed, you part of the gang now.
conspiracy to this shit. Like, like pretty much that I'm not doing nothing but being affiliated with it. Then that's what he was charged with. Had to turn himself in for. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what happens. But you get picked up. This is you about to do some Fed time. So they got like a 95% conviction rate. They're not going to trial. They're going to take a plea. And we'll see what happens.
And that was only a state RICO. Like the Fed RICO could come down even if they get be able to squeak out of this one. The Feds could still come back and drop another RICO on them if they wanted to. That's the fucked up part. So they try they can like drain you out or whatever money you putting into beating this case, and if you get to the point where you might beat this, they can drop another RICO on your head. Now you fucked.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's tough. I fuck with Thug too. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a bad look, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, trying to bring up when you use the name Young Thug and Gunna, what you think they gonna do to you? It's like, all right, bro, it's a rap, man. Come on, we're not about to do that.
Who said that?
I think it was D.L. Hughley, maybe, or somebody like that.
See, that's an old head.
It was one of them old head just. What do you expect them to do? Your name Young Thug and Gunna.
Stop it, bro.
I thought that was wild, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Thoughts and prayers to all involved.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next.
Well,
For sure. What we moving into, guys?
let's get these playoffs, man. Stop fucking around, bro.
Sounds good.
I'm cool.
Know what I'm saying?
So we obviously
A lot of
missed
shit
the
happened.
last round. Yeah.
A lot of shit happened.
To me, off of memory real quick, the only series really worth getting into from last series was the Celtics, Bucks, and Dallas Suns.
Yeah. Those are the only ones that went
The other
7
ones weren't
games.
very close.
The only ones went 7 games, yeah.
I got to watch here and there for a little bit, but I didn't see a lot of these games. From what I saw, like, Giannis' numbers were just retarded.
It was.
Just absolutely
Rebounds,
retarded every
fucking
game.
NBA record.
40, 20, and 7 or some shit.
Yeah.
Didn't even make sense. I assume y'all just, you can't beat them, but they can't take down the Celtics with just Giannis.
No, you can't.
Was that the issue?
You need your other guys to step up.
They weren't getting enough.
Yep.
I know early in the series they had stats.
And we started to frustrate Giannis a little bit. He was still, going to the line and shit, but he was in the game 7 actually specifically. He was missing a lot of layups. Al Horford was playing some great defense on him and kind of boxed him out the game when they were trying to make a little comeback.
Gotcha.
So
I saw some stats like halfway through the series where Drew Holiday had more shots than points.
yeah,
I assume he just played like shit, but I don't know what happened.
I'm not a fan of Drew Holiday. I mean, he's a solid player to have on your team, but as a starting role, I don't think it's
that's hard to say when he helped them get that chip last year. He was a big part
I
of
mean,
that.
I don't know. Overall, I
was-
feel like he's such a hot and cold type player.
He was second team all defense this
He's
year.
a good player overall.
I think that's what it
That's
is.
the part.
He had to step into
Yeah.
the Middleton role, put up more shots.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like that's not what he is. He's more of a defensive guy that can hit a couple buckets. But having to be like, he basically had to be like the second scorer on the team, per se.
Yeah,
So-
I think he's like a little bit of a victim of. He does what he's supposed to do well.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
when you like look at him, when you look as fans, we're expecting offense from every player, and when you look at like his stats, his game and stuff, it's like, is he really that good? But he does
give
what
you
he's supposed to.
Yeah, he can give you some offense, but it's just
Yeah.
not as consistent. And I feel like sometimes he's a bad decision maker, offensively as well too. That's like, why'd you do that? You know, or a bad shot taker or whatever.
I'm sure Marcus Smart was a pain in the ass to deal with
Big
as well
facts.
for him.
Big
Yeah,
facts.
yeah. And I that's why I called the Celtics winning that series because no Middleton. I think people don't understand how valuable he is because
I don't know if we can do that though. We're not gonna put it just because they ain't had Middleton is why they lost. They went 7 games. They beat us at home twice.
Yeah, and if it goes,
like, you know what I'm saying, they did what
and
they were
with
supposed to do
Middleton,
without
y'all
him.
lose. Then in a 7-game series,
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
y'all-
gonna try to set it up that way. But
y'all lose.
We're not.
That-
I'm not.
that
I'm not accepting that.
look, it doesn't
I'm
matter.
not accepting
It
that.
It doesn't matter because y'all advanced.
Yeah.
But it is hard to imagine adding Middleton back into the fold when they lost in Game 7 that the series wouldn't have gone differently. I understand if you don't want to say that. I mean, you're a fan of your team.
I mean, because like people was talking about Middleton in like the first 2 games, like because like it was like 2 blowouts back to back on each side type shit. Yeah, good team. That was
Yeah.
a big piece we needed for Giannis in that paint, but we still got it done without him. Shout out to Al Horford stepping up big.
He had a huge Game 4, I think it was. We had like 30 points.
30 points, and like
that's
5,
crazy.
6 threes.
Just randomly out of nowhere, putting up a 30 spot in the playoffs. That's a big win.
It's that veteran presence you need, and veterans will step up when you need them in crunch times like that, you know. But I'm glad we brought them back.
I know. I'm skipping ahead a little bit here. I'm going to talk about the Suns matchup or whatever, but that's why I see the Celtics as really the biggest threat to. I mean, you look at right now, everybody says Golden State, but don't forget about the Celtics right now because in my eyes, they're the only other team that can defend and score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I think you said a couple of weeks ago, Weave, that that's the finals we need to see. The best offense against the best defense, per se.
I think that's what we're going to see.
We should. Hopefully, if everything pan out.
There's no disrespect to the Heat. I think they're going to be a tough series and stuff, but I think y'all are going to pull through. And I think I'm really interested to see that championship. I hope that's what happens, and I don't really know what to expect. Because, again, like, you play whoever you got to play. Mm-hmm. But Golden State's had a relatively easy road.
Yeah, they have.
They had, Memphis outperformed and stuff. They were one of the top seeds and all that.
Ja was done. It was over.
But Ja got hurt.
Right.
Even if he didn't get hurt, they were going to win that series. But that made it a fairly easy finish, even if they let him win a game or whatever or come close.
I think we at least got to 7 if Ja played the last few games.
But Denver, Memphis, shorthanded.
And then the Mavs.
And the Mavs now, they've played a relatively easy road to the finals.
Who they play first? And Jokic.
Yeah.
That was the first round, yeah.
Jokic by himself.
Yeah.
Morant
and
Luka by himself.
Good,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're unbelievably
I don't
good
think they're not.
As a whole.
Right.
I mean, again, did you
once
see
they get going, they get going.
That behind the back move and pass from Jordan Poole?
Poole is so dirty.
God.
His handles is crazy.
Poole is so dirty.
His handles is crazy.
Yo, I don't know. They're just so good across the board.
We got something for their ass, though.
Yeah.
A stat that was bringing up, was it last night they played?
I think Golden State played last night.
A stat that they kept bringing up that nobody really be paying attention to is they were 29th in turnovers in the league.
Right.
They get sloppy with the ball.
They turn the ball over a lot, and that's what we thrive on.
Right.
So if y'all gonna do that to us, y'all gonna have a long fucking night.
And that's why I say it's gonna be a tough matchup for them overall, because they kind of got the strength and the length to defend what Golden State can do or whatever, and speed, quickness, they can match up pretty well.
It's gonna be tough. About to hit a lot of deep threes.
Look, I'm not educated enough to comment on the Celtics having the best defense of the past 10 years or whatever. But eye test, watching as a fan, I haven't seen an NBA defense play at the level that they do in a very long time.
Right.
Consistently, I felt that way watching different games throughout the playoffs.
Right.
They just smother the shit out of everybody that's got the ball, everybody else is in passing lanes. There are legitimately times where it seems multiple possessions, the other team had no chance to score. Mm-hmm. It's wild. I'm super impressed with y'all's defense. Yeah. It's crazy.
They all the way back to fucking Doc. I think that's when it started. We've brought in coaches that are very defensive-minded coaches, making sure that if we ain't hitting tonight, we at least gonna lock them up and keep them around 90 points.
Yeah,
at least so we can have a chance to win these games. So, kept that mentality for over a decade, and now got to keep that shit going. Lock them up.
And Marcus Smart is
that guy, man.
He's taken 2 to 3 steps forward. This year.
Yeah.
He was always a solid defender. He obviously turned up the defense even more this year.
He's always been a good player all around, I feel like.
But
he's doing this for years.
He's running a solid point.
Yeah.
He's really impressive. And I think we might have said this when we were talking about first-round matchups and stuff. Mm-hmm. But Tatum has got, he's been the star of the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is his playoffs where
he's had one bad game
from Tatum is this is where Tatum's at already towards the top. And now, conversation is if he's in that top 4 or 5 players in the league type shit. I think he's really
I would say he's a top 5 player at this point.
I think so too.
Y'all say he's top 5 though?
Yes.
I could definitely be caught in the moment.
That's when we start naming the top 5. You're like, all right, he's not better than that person.
Well, we know the top 3.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's the discussion we've had for like I feel like 2 years now.
I was saying Tatum was at least top 10 mid-season.
Top 10, I can get on board with. I can't get on board with top 5. Tatum's an elite player.
It's a progressive because what he's doing in the playoffs is why I'm putting him
both
there.
ways,
Right.
but I mean, you're talking about kicking off like a Steph Curry or something, or
But I'm just saying, it's because of what's been going on in the playoffs. This has been a revenge tour, mind y'all. The teams that we beat each round have put us out the playoffs the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's pretty
KD, Giannis, and now we're trying to get Jimmy up out of there because he got us in the bubble. Like,
Speaking of,
this is a revenge tour right now.
Jimmy's also doing that thing right now
He is.
where
He had one of
he
those.
like makes everybody talk about where he should be rated.
Yeah.
He's like he's a hard person to rate.
Yeah,
At
because he don't give a
times,
fuck about the regular season.
At times, I think of him as like a good player. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
like a second to third tier type dude.
Right.
And what he does in the playoffs sometimes, like right now, he's playing like a top 10 player. I'm not saying he is, but you know what I'm saying?
He plays.
Yeah, he
hard
steps
like
it up.
that, for
He
sure.
steps it up.
His playoff Jimmy is different.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
I can
Put 40 up on us in game 1.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Another 30-something in game 2, right?
With no
He was
threes.
the only one that could get going in game 2 for them.
Yeah, but that's going to be also it's going to be their biggest issue because nobody else is getting off like that. We can deal with Jimmy getting 30, 35. Do your thing, Jimmy.
Right.
As long as fucking Strus ain't hitting and Harrow ain't hitting and fucking Oladipo and all these other guys that shoot. If they ain't hitting, y'all not going to win these games.
Right.
Well, I didn't know who Gabe Vincent or Max Strus was
Gabe
until
Vincent.
this year.
Yeah, this is their year.
And
stepped
they're
up.
like legitimate starters.
They Heat kind of. It's always been like a little back and forth with the Heat and the Celtics for years. It's been a little underlining rivalry, so to speak. But they do the same thing that we have done. Basically, is we have homegrown players. Every player on our roster is drafted, free agent, or something. We only have like 2 players, and that's Al Horford and Derek White that we didn't fucking draft. Like
Horford almost feels like a home player
almost
because he
does,
was there
yeah.
before and came back.
Yeah, but those are the only 2 guys that we didn't draft, all homegrown guys. Shout out to fucking Greg Williams. Got shot him out because that boy been stepping up.
He went
That
crazy
boy
in
been
some of
stepping
those
up.
Milwaukee
That
games.
defense he's played on Giannis and the threes that he's been hitting has been amazing.
Didn't he hit like 7 threes in game 7?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
He
crazy.
went dumb.
You getting that out of the role guys, you're in trouble.
he went dumb. He stepped it up. 'Cause
And
I think
I gotta reiterate. I said this last year, or whenever they went to the. I guess it was like 2 or 3 years ago. At this point, the Bubbles finals or whatever. Eric Spoelstra is a top 3 coach in the NBA easily. I don't think. I mean, that easily maybe top 2, definitely top 3 coach in the NBA.
that's a fact. They was number 1 seed this year.
Yeah,
they that.
He's just like. I just feel like people
He's
just
done it so many
forget about.
times.
And yeah, right. He's been there so long. He's got to
whoever
be
he
the
has.
longest tenured head coach besides Pop.
Yeah, probably is.
He's the only
NBA.
one that survived LeBron.
The only one.
The only one.
He did.
He's the only one that survived LeBron leaving and still kept a great team.
because he won. He didn't even win before him. He
That was his first
won.
coaching
Yeah,
job.
that was his first coaching job.
He was with the
'Cause
yeah.
before that it was Pat Riley.
Yeah.
that had the
The
team.
Wade and Shaq championship was Riley?
That was Riley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I think that
I
was
remember.
when LeBron
Spoelstra-
came was
that
his
was
first
his-
season.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
his first coaching job, and he's been there ever since. And that was, I mean, that's a long fucking time. We're talking about 2010.
Right.
He's been on the job for,
Yeah.
what,
And
12, 13
he
years
has
at this
consistently
point.
stayed in the top 5 in the East per se, pretty much.
It seems like whoever he has on the roster, too.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't matter. He's going to get the job done kind of thing. Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. What about them Suns? What a letdown.
Disappointing,
It's a
man.
terrible thing to see.
What a letdown. They were up 3-1 again, right?
They were up 2-0.
I don't think they was up 3-1.
They were up 2-0.
I thought I had heard this was
Was they up 3-1? If they was up 3-1, that's
Fifth
worse.
time of losing 3-1.
I thought it was the
I
fifth
thought I
time
heard
losing,
that.
going up 2-0.
Okay, it
And
might
then
have been.
losing.
Might have been.
That's what I think it was.
Not
Right.
quite as bad,
Right.
but same
Right.
fucking general area here. If you get
Yeah.
up 2-0 in a 7-game series, you shouldn't be losing.
Especially if you're
Not
the
5
number-
times.
You're the number 1 seed.
Yeah, it was 2-0. It was.
And they didn't lose anybody. Like,
Right.
there's been a lot of injury issues throughout the postseason, but they didn't have it in the series that they lost.
That's been the last 2 seasons where they've been the healthiest team.
They can't get
per
it done.
se. Yeah.
I told you, man. It's just.
I mean, Devin Booker did get hurt a little bit. He missed a couple.
But that was
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
that was in the first series.
before. Yeah,
Yeah, it was. All right.
Yeah, he was back for the second series. And again, I didn't watch all these games, but from highlights and box score shit, Chris Paul played like garbage too.
He played like shit.
It wasn't just that they lost; like he was bad.
He played like shit.
I'll tell you, it's a thing.
I did see.
has to be.
I did
It's a
see
thing.
after the game that something was like wrong with his quad or something like that. That he just played through it, but he didn't like put it out there that he had that issue. Which I don't necessarily like when that happens, but if you put that in, Chris Paul usually gets a little nicked up at this time of the year.
He does.
So maybe he felt like, oh, I ain't gonna throw this out there because people gonna be throwing that shit on me again. I'm gonna try to play through this shit, and he played like ass. So it was like,
It's a sticky situation because there's no good way.
right.
I think you're better off. Making the injury known as soon as it happens.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Like
I was just gonna say
but
that.
I can
Why are
see-
you holding it back?
You're
I
gonna
can
get
see Chris
crushed either
Paul
way.
being like, I put this out there. They're gonna say, here you go again. Every time Chris Paul gets close, he has his year where you think he's gonna do it, he gets hurt.
I agree.
And it's literally what happens every time. So it's like maybe he just felt like he won't put that shit out there like that this time.
Well, I think that is the case. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's a no-win situation because
Yeah.
that is going to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's worse to do it afterwards.
Yeah, a little
Like
bit.
if you're gonna, it's almost better to just not even say it, even though it's true.
Right.
And
You get
like there's
context.
nothing wrong with
He did.
being injured.
Yeah, it gives a little context for me though, just because like he was playing like something was wrong with
Well,
him.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing like shit was on the line type shit.
At this point in the season, I get it's not like fucking football and everybody just all types of contact, but it's a lot of people who have injuries and lingering things. He played
Yeah.
fucking 90
Chris Paul is
plus
37
games at
years
this point.
old. Them,
Yeah.
them injuries affect a
Maybe
lot
he
more
needs
than
to hang
37
it
year
up.
old man.
Or maybe they need to do a better job at like monitoring his minutes throughout the season or whatever. But
You know, spring chicken like fuck
but-
Robert Williams fucked up his knee at the last
honestly,
game
but
of the season.
This has been
and he back
consistent.
playing.
This has been consistent throughout his entire career, as far as him having these playoff lulls or not like underperforming in moments in the playoffs, and that's why I just said I had a hard time buying into the Suns because of that. I just, you know, it's a thing with Chris Paul. No matter what, no matter where he goes or how well he plays, he just can't get over the hump, and I don't envision Devin Booker as a winner. I think he's a scorer. He's good at it for sure, but I don't see him as a guy who, you know, necessarily helps your team win. So
I don't know if that's a good thing to say. They had the best record in the league.
yeah, I mean,
You had to be a winner to do that.
You can say that, but I'm just saying you can say that.
And a lot of that time,
that's
Chris
to
Paul
do
was
with-
out and Devin Booker was running the show. So
Yeah, they're a much improved team, but Devin Booker doesn't change your fortunes as a team. Like that's how I feel as far as like the overall outcome of the end of the season.
Do you think that's why he don't
Like
ever get like no MVP like credits or votes in that conversation?
I mean,
'Cause of that?
possibly,
I think it's a
but
combo of the fact that
he has to do it in big moments too. I mean, you know,
the Suns are seen as Chris Paul's team.
right.
It's hard to be an
Yeah,
MVP
'cause they
candidate.
they
if-
weren't a winning team till he got there. So
Right.
yeah,
They
yeah.
were awful.
Yeah.
It's not even that they weren't even on like borderline. You know,
Yeah. They're one of the worst
literally
teams in the league for sure.
One of the worst every year after year.
But it's hard to be an MVP candidate if a team is not considered yours. Because you're kind of seen as like player two. If you're
Maybe
not
so.
player
He's
one,
the number one scorer.
Even though yeah, I think he's
Right.
probably overall is a better player right
Yeah,
now than
he's
Chris
the best
Paul.
player
But
on
if
the team.
if it's not seen as like he's the leader of the Suns, it doesn't
Right,
help for MVP
right,
stuff.
right.
I think he's got one of the worst, like, how do you say it? I feel like this playoffs was the worst for him.
It was.
And that, like, the Lucas stuff really fucked him up. Did you see when
The
he
back
was
and forth and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were up
Luka got
and
his
they
head
had
a little bit.
multiple clips of, like, him kind of making fun of Luka, and Luka saying, like, everybody talks when they're up.
Yeah.
And then they blow the series.
How was
like,
he? I
it hurt.
haven't seen the clips. Like how? In what ways was he making fun of him?
There was one thing in particular
Yeah.
where he went up for a layup, got hit, and then like was overly dramatic, laying on the court like with his hands in his head or his head in his hands, and then like took a very long time to get up, and then right before he got up, he turned to the camera and he was like, "That's the Luka special," and kind of smiled and got up. Like he
That's
was making
what
fun of
Luka did.
Luka, always
Are
going
they
down.
cool at all?
No, they hate each other.
No, it's beef.
They hate each other. But
Yeah.
when you make fun of Luka like that,
Big rivalry.
when you're up, whatever it was, 2-0, 3-1,
you got-
whatever it was,
You gotta keep the same.
and then Luka talks shit right afterwards, saying, everybody talks when they're up, and then you choke. It doesn't look good for you.
It's a terrible.
He's taking a lot of backlash, is what I'm getting at.
On the other hand, I think a lot of people don't know how much shit Chris Paul and Devin Booker be talking though. They like one of the
I've heard that.
big shit talkers, especially when they dogging you. They be shitting on their opponent.
Yeah.
How they be talking. So it's like, I think it's kind of him. I think we just seen him do it more to the camera more, where you can it was more visible. But
I
on the
agree.
court, them motherfuckers be dogging people. Like, I don't want to say Kevin Garnett level, but it's like, cause you can't. They ain't really outward with it as much,
Yeah.
but they be talking shit like
what
crazy.
Embiid said.
Yeah.
Embiid named Booker as one of the bigger trash talkers.
Like
that you wouldn't
disrespectful
expect
too.
and stuff.
Yeah, dude, Devin Booker is a pretty disrespectful dude.
Any of the guys that talk trash, once they lose, everybody kills them.
Of course,
Like, that's just how it goes.
you got you got to stay in it.
So once he got caught in that really specific moment being extra, and then they choke, he was gonna get it.
Yeah.
Plus, they've already got the history of being the Suns and how they do, and
Yeah,
not a good look. Not a good look. But what's your take on Luka?
what's my take on
I got
Luka?
the vibes and some of the chat stuff that you had said. Might have just been one thing that you don't view him as highly or think he may be overvalued.
I won't say I don't view him as highly. I just felt like, which I don't think this happened, but I felt like after they beat the Suns, that they was about to start propping Luka as one of the best players in the league. Which I know people have been saying that for years. He's probably going to be there around. He's going to be an MVP caliber type player. But I just ain't want people to overstep just because he's finally broke through in the playoffs. Because, generally in the last few years, he's been knocked out first round, second round, some shit. He's getting knocked out early. But, yeah, it's great that he did that. But let's not forget him. That boy Tatum, they missed the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times. And he's under 25 years old.
This is a Tatum thing.
It's not even a Tatum thing.
It is.
It's not even a Tatum thing. It's like,
top 10.
let's not prop somebody for having their first breakthrough season when we've seen guys same age, same realm, been and broke through, and now they them now. They really them now.
I put them on. I don't think they're like. There's a big gap in between the two or anything like that. I think they're both really good players. I mean, I might give the slight edge to Luka, honestly.
Of course you would, because he's more in control. It's his team. He's
Right.
He's more in control of the game in every aspect type shit. Yeah.
But I would say, of course, Tatum's part of a better team and organization or whatever and all of that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to compare the two.
It is. They're two different
It
players.
is. I think if you're just looking at individual stats and games and stuff like that,
Luka's going to stuff the stat
because
sheet.
of what you just said, because Luka is the primary ball handler, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think he probably looks like the better player.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tatum ranks higher than him, or should be the better player.
I would say so.
Because of production.
Yeah.
Because of what you just said. Because of the playoff stuff and all that.
Yeah.
I think Luka's a top 10 player. Do you think that's off?
I'll say that.
Okay.
He's top 10 player.
Yeah, I think what he's doing right now is kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you.
He's been going nuts.
The Mavs are not a great team.
They're not. He's been going nuts.
Jalen Brunson is very nice.
Brunson has stepped up.
Don't get me
Well,
wrong.
other than that, they kind of stink.
But Brunson is like he's overperformed, but I think of him as a role player. He's not a star or anything. He's like an overperforming, top of the line role player.
Yeah, he's just stepped it up in the playoffs. And people seeing him like, oh shit, he liked
Right.
that a little bit.
Other than that, they got
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
He's reminding me of what's the dude's name for the Raptors? Even though they play a different kind of game a little bit.
Siakam,
No.
Ananobi?
Van Fleet.
Yeah,
Van
yeah,
Fleet.
Van Fleet's better.
Yeah.
But I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
Right. As far as where does this come from?
Like
type
this
shit.
mid-tier. Oh, right. But that too. That too.
Kind of deal.
But they got nobody,
Which I kind
bro.
of feel like they may have overrated Van Fleet too. Because they kind of like handed him the keys after Kawhi left.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if he was ready for that yet.
No, he's not.
I don't
He's
know
not
if he's
that
ready
person.
for that
He's
yet.
not that person. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's good. He's just fucking killer
It
from the
doesn't go
three,
farther
but
than
I think he's a star, not a superstar.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But I mean, I think when you talk about somebody that was supposed to be nothing,
Yeah, true.
Right.
I think we just
True.
need to like put in perspective.
Yeah.
He might be at his ceiling, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, it's not a big him and Siakam.
Right.
Yeah.
Like neither one of them were supposed to be what they are, and they may never be better than what they are.
I think
Them are
after
two fucking diamonds in the rough.
they are diamonds in the rough, but I kind of feel like they, after that Kawhi season, they got propped a little bit ahead of where they should be,
Maybe
just because they won a championship. Like,
yeah, maybe.
when you do that, it's like, all right, you're gonna get all the bags. They gave them all the keys. They once Kawhi left, it was just them. It was on them. They had no choice but to get them the keys.
Yeah,
They really should have probably went out there and tried to get DeRozan back, or something.
I would.
like that
It's
shit's
hard to
dead.
say now because I didn't think very highly of DeRozan until this year.
Really?
Not like he was bad, but I thought of him as the same as what they are, stars.
Right. Yeah.
But not
right,
like
right,
he
right.
became a superstar this year in Chicago.
They did.
But I don't think that he wasn't giving Toronto. I don't think what he ended up being with the Bulls. I think the Raptors are honestly. You look at their roster, like they don't have any big names either. But with those two guys that we just mentioned,
And they're in Canada.
and Scotty Barnes is Rookie of the Year, right?
Yep. Oh, well, he might have been.
I think he ended up winning it.
Did he win? Okay.
They have some pieces.
Yeah.
Like they do need to add like that superstar piece to like be a contender type thing, but what they've done post Kawhi, I think is somewhat impressive to be honest.
Yeah, they're in the mix for sure.
They stayed
They're in
up
the
there.
mix for sure. So, I mean, what do we think about? I guess do we talk about the current series with the Mavs and
Warriors in
Warriors.
5.
Warriors in 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Celtics in 7.
Which is kind of where I was about to get off after we was talking about Luka. Yeah, you got the Suns up out of there. See what he doing was going to come up against them Warriors.
Doing everything
It's going to be
he
a
can,
fucking
but
problem.
I mean, he dropped 40-something points last night.
They ran
man.
out of
I mean,
firepower.
Yeah.
He's trying his best.
And everybody else is hitting. Brunson hit 5. Bullock hit 5.
And look,
Threes. Like,
it's not like
if you don't win that one,
No, it's not
if you don't win that one, they ain't looking good.
easy buckets out there. They're making sure they're keeping bodies on them.
Yeah,
He's working. He's doing some really impressive stuff, working in the paint and stuff too. So
One-on-one, he's kind of unstoppable. In a weird
you can't
ass way.
stop these guys who move at their own pace, type shit.
Yeah,
Man.
but in the
It's
playoffs, you don't get a lot of one-on-ones.
He-
When you that,
That's true.
when you that,
I mean,
you got to fight through a lot of
especially
shit.
With somebody
else
like-
they gotta worry
Exactly.
fundamentally sound and can take their time to get to the spot. They're not rushing anything.
about. Nobody plays like him.
It's hard to beat. It's a Paul Pierce type game.
That's a solid
You
comparison.
know, like I don't have to be
Like, in
fast or
aspects.
quick or any of that shit. I'm gonna play at my own time.
I'ma get to my spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know when I get to these spots,
You can't
doesn't
stop.
matter how many bodies are around me, and you can't stop this. And like I said, it's just that's how you play one-on-one. It's not about. I mean, you got some people who can just run past you and stuff like that. But bro, if I control the ball, then there's nothing that you can do about it. Type thing. You know, I could take my time. There's no shot clock in one-on-one type shit. Like
I think that's an issue that the Mavs are going to have to deal with for a long time. Because I feel like he has like that. I heard somebody the other day say they call him the white LeBron. But he has the LeBron effect to where any teammate that comes on that team, you're going to have to work around playing with him. Like, you really have to like find your place in playing with him because he has the ball so much.
Yeah.
He has so much impact on whatever the team
But,
does.
I don't feel like it's necessarily like a James Harden or Russell Westbrook over dribbling type of thing.
And I said LeBron.
Oh,
I said the LeBron effect.
He's an over dribbler.
You think so?
Yeah, like they
Well,
got
I
a lot of
yeah.
stats on him.
Well, I feel like he's an over dribbler because it's like, who else am I passing the ball
no, I agree.
to?
I agree.
Like,
He's too
he
good of a
feels like
passer.
he has to. Right, he's a great passer. He has
Yeah.
good court vision.
He's
So,
too good of a passer to feel like if he had other options, I think he could do that. But
Yeah, he
he's
might be
one of the
hard-nosed.
higher like
Yeah.
You watch
usage.
them
I can see
games, it's a lot of everybody standing watching him do what he do. What you gonna do, Luka? Do something with the ball. Like, it's all based on what he want to do.
That's a problem for him just as much as it is for his teammates. It's
That's what I'm saying. Mavs gonna have that issue
somebody
for
out
a
here gotta
while.
make a fucking play.
So I don't think they'll ever get over that hump until they find out how to make that work with somebody else.
Yeah, they gotta get
Well,
him. They tried, I guess, to get him a
Porzingis, yeah.
combo,
They're
but,
gonna have to get us another superstar.
Yeah.
Just like any
or
team.
at least a star quality player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got Tim Hardaway Jr. is not a superstar, but
They miss him a little bit.
He's a big difference maker. If he was out there playing, they would be a much better team.
He's a baller.
I don't think they would beat the Warriors by any means, but that's a big loss to not have him. I don't know.
They
I
need a
don't
big
think
man.
they have any chance.
They get a nice big man, I think they'd be straight. They just get a nice big man because Powell.
There's like 4 of them though.
Powell is the motherfucking weak link for real, for real.
Who?
Powell, Dwight Powell.
Oh yeah.
He just be out there. He big as a motherfucker. Just be out there.
I don't even know if he played like throughout the season.
I don't think he
He
did.
might have been like a
They
guy
were playing
that got
like
rotated
Kleber.
in the playoffs.
Cleaver, another 3-point shooter.
Yeah, they got all shooters. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because the Warriors are going to beat them regardless. But I think the Warriors would be better off letting Luka get 55.
It doesn't matter.
And not let all these guys hit
Yeah,
threes.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, nobody's gonna beat the Warriors if fucking Kevon Looney has 20+ points in the game.
Yeah.
It's not a good
You've
sign.
lost.
Yeah. Like I said, that big man.
Yeah, I mean, you've lost.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have nobody to stop any of that. And Looney is not that. So it's like if he's getting off on you, like you got some
Looney's
issues
a
right there.
6 and 8 guy.
Yeah, he's not that
Right,
at all.
consistent. He's a good player, though. I mean,
It's a nice piece to have
These
for
are
what
guys
they
you
need.
need on your team
Yeah.
if you want to win a championship for sure. Do the dirty work and stuff like that. So,
Well, do we want to finish up with Pat Bev? Is there anything else major?
Nah, you know.
That was most of the playoff catch up.
Game 3 tonight. Let's get it.
That dude is a loser. I hate Pat Beverly.
Pat Bev.
I hate him so much.
Pat Bev,
Pat Bev.
you talking about what he said about Chris Paul?
I just hate him as
That
a
and a lot of shit. They had him on there a couple
Him.
days. But Pat Bev gonna be on TV.
He's
That
good
motherfucker
at it.
gonna have ratings going through the roof with
He's
his
good at
takes.
it. He's very
They
good
gonna
at it.
keep bringing him up there. Maybe when he retire, he probably have him a job waiting on him. Like I think I seen Joe say this. They need to put fucking JJ Redick and Pat Bev on the fucking show somewhere and let them go at it.
They're friends.
That shit would be fucking primetime TV to watch.
You know what I mean? It sounds pretty good. Different.
Probably that'd be the new
Perspectives
motherfucking
and-
Skip and Stephen A. right
He's
there.
very
boy.
entertaining. He certainly is entertaining.
Yeah, and you got it from former players. That's even better than a Skip and Stephen A. When you have former players that
Yeah.
can go at it like that.
I
Put him and Barnes.
I
together.
just hate
Yeah.
what he said about Chris Paul, like in this sense, like he was saying that he's a cone, he can't guard anybody and stuff like
Hella
that.
disrespectful.
Everybody in
That's
the league knows it, but it's like, what does everybody in the league know about you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Matt Barnes checked him in the right way.
oblivious to that point, like everybody in the league knows you're not. We don't have to guard you.
You're a rah-rah
Like-
guy.
Right? We don't have to guard you.
I feel like
It's like the exact opposite, pretty much.
yeah. Barkley does this with the harsh criticisms, but he can do it because like it's not personal.
Barkley
Like, that's
was
just-
a great player, though.
Well, that certainly also plays into it. Don't get me wrong, but he can do it because it's not personal. He's literally giving you his genuine harsh opinion.
Right.
Pat Bev has beef with Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this is.
So they've been
not-
beefing since the LeBron camp they went to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
said
know
he
that.
spoke on that. He was like, "Yeah, it's CP. Yeah, we got history. Goes way back. So it's all personal.
So it's not even like a genuine analysis.
Yeah.
It's just like yo, I got a spot on TV. I'm gonna take my shots.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, is great entertainment, but that's not like something that you could build upon. If he
Right.
wants to be like the hot take, harsh dude on current NBA players when he retires and like does one of these jobs, I think he could do it. But I thought it was kind of corny that he just was trying to embarrass Chris Paul the best way he could.
That shit gets reactions, bro. They
does.
gonna keep bringing
It
them on there.
does.
We keep doing that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
That's
all about the
silly shit.
reactions, good or bad, and ESPN love that shit.
For sure.
They love that
That's
shit.
what they've built everything on.
Yeah.
Didn't he say something else about? I mean, besides
He
what
threw Paul
said?
George under the bus a little bit.
Oh, really? What did he say?
He was just
I
talking
didn't hear
about. I think they was talking about Chris Paul, and it was like, yeah, people talk. I was talking to somebody last night. I don't want to say. I was talking to Paul George last night. And we was talking about Chris Paul, and I'm like, damn. I'm like Paul George and Chris. I'm like, god damn, bro.
What the fuck?
Why you gotta put my shit out there?
Look, if you're talking to Pat Bev and you know he's going on TV tomorrow,
Yeah, it's like you
that's
had to
on
bring
you.
Paul George in your shit. He ain't say that to
That's
nobody
on
out in
you.
the open, and you right here putting that y'all's conversation out there.
That's wild. Yeah, Barnes' response was hilarious though.
Well,
It was like, you got to know you are not that guy.
exactly.
They were going to remember Chris Paul after he plays Hall of Famer. Me and you, that's not us.
Yeah. The fact that he put himself in it too, like you're like, yo, this is what this is, bro. Nobody care when I retire.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That's making
This
it
is
not
our role,
personal.
and that's real. That's been my issue with Pat Bev his whole fucking career. He's fucking overrated. He's not that. He averages a triple single. It's like, yeah, you a rah-rah dude. You one of them guys that get your team riled up, and we get it. But
Great career.
that's where it stops.
Great career. Collect your check for 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Consistent roles on like teams that were in the playoffs and all that, but no self-awareness. I don't think he realizes at all
Zero.
his pecking order.
For sure.
Oh, he might be a mastermind, just knows that he ain't that, but I'm going to just make y'all feel like I'm going to just be that presence on the court every time just because.
That was
Maybe
J.J.
that's-
Redick's point in that Embiid interview.
Yeah.
He was like, Pat Beverly knows who he is, and he knows this is how he survives.
Exactly.
That's it.
Because he probably would have been
So-
out the league if he wasn't didn't have that type of impact.
Right. And nobody would be interested in him being an analyst if he
Exactly.
doesn't go do this type of stuff.
Exactly.
He might be just super smart and very self-aware. It
Yeah.
could be. I believe that.
I can see it.
I hate him, though. I hate him still.
Same. What we got?
A couple minutes. I think you said you had some other stuff, little stuff.
Well, talking about Kevin Samuels real quick.
Oh, RP Kevin Samuels.
Sure.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, R.I.P. Damn.
Damn.
My man passed away out the fucking blue.
Out the
That
blue.
was what we were going? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
It was.
definitely.
What happened? I don't even think I heard
I think
how he
It was like a
passed.
heart issue or something?
I said like it was a heart issue or some shit. I guess he had met up with some like big thick Instagram model nurse and she spent the night with him and shit. I guess this is the story. This is how it went.
Just trying to get his shit off.
And yeah, I guess
She killed
the next morning. I mean, that's kind of what it sounded like originally. But the next morning, she said that they were talking, and all of a sudden he just like collapsed on top of her or whatever, and
That's
she had to
wild.
like try to perform.
It's got to be traumatizing.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy shit that went on. But and I guess by the time he got to the hospital, he passed away. But not really sure exactly what he died from. I don't know if they like released an autopsy or whatever they have to do that. But I just thought it was nuts to happen out the blue. I know he was like streaming the
Super
day
random.
before stuff or whatever.
That is
Doing his
crazy.
normal content, and then all of a sudden drop dead. But I just thought it was disgusting how people react, like on Twitter and stuff to that.
That's how they do, man.
I mean, I get
They
that
hated you while you
may
was here.
not
They gonna
like
hate
the
you while
person,
when you gone.
But it's just like I don't think you can't say that's what somebody gets, and they died. You know, I get if he was jumping out of a plane or.
Aren't you
Fuck
one of those keep that same energy people? If you hated him before, like
yeah,
most
they,
of
Yeah,
they
but don't
hated,
go
they
out
hated him
your-
while
I
he was
agree
here
with
too.
you. I think it's whack.
I
anybody.
am, but don't go out your way. Type. If somebody asked you about Kevin Gates, then yeah, you could say,
Oh, that's not what Twitter is. Everybody speak their mind.
Kevin Gates died?
right. But I mean, not Kevin Gates, Kevin Samuels.
Oh, wow.
If somebody asked you about Kevin Samuels, then yeah. But this is just like your opinion. Oh yeah, I was just glad he got that karma for speaking on black women like he did, or whatever. Like, how does that even relate?
Hurt people.
How
hurt
was this
people.
even the
doesn't.
same? You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker had a fucking heart attack.
No,
Like, what are you
I'm
talking
with
about?
you. I mean, I hate it. I hate it. But that is,
It's
I'm not
disgusting.
surprised by it.
That's
That's
what
what
happened.
I'm
That's
not
what
at
they
all
do.
surprised by it, but I think, and it's people like even, celebrities as well, like fucking, Vivica Fox and these other women saying shit about him. It's
I
like,
seen
come
that.
on, you
I seen them
sound
post a clip
bitter,
of Kevin Samuels breaking Vivica Fox's ass down one time in the clip.
Oh, fuck
I was
that.
like, oh, we
Really?
see why she's hurt.
You should see what Corey Holcomb had to say about that shit. This
Oh, I
dude-
bet it was crazy.
That
He
dude
was
was wild. Yeah.
He was very sensitive.
Well,
soft-spoken.
he said that he stood up for Kevin Samuels as far as everybody talking shit, especially like he went in on Vivica Fox's ass, but he was like, but look, let's be real, I ain't never listened to the dude. Kevin Samuels gay. The guy's gay. I ain't never sit there.
Well, he don't give a fuck. Yeah.
I ain't never. Ain't no man asking no other man what size is. his dick is or whatever, blah blah blah. Because he got that clip that went out when he was talking to the dude. He was like, "Do you got a big dick?" or something like that. It was very weird.
He was a wild boy.
It was very weird, but I think like I said, it's just disappointing how Twitter reacted to that. But yeah, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, man. I wonder who's gonna fill that void. I wonder if Fresh and Fit takes it to the next level now.
Your boys.
Probably.
I mean, it's a big market out there for somebody.
Kevin Samuels, he was like for the old heads. Fresh and Fit like for the young,
that's
young
wild ones.
Yeah, but hey, they might fall through just because of who they listening to now.
They might. Hey,
You know,
evolution.
you never know.
Got to get older. You're older longer than the young.
What else? Any other quick hit?
This kind of ain't a quick hit though. But that Nick Saban shit and Deion shit. You see him try to put Deion on blast?
I saw it was like 2 days ago. He was calling out
Texas A&M coach.
Texas A&M,
And then
for
all
paying
of a
all of
sudden,
his recruits, and then he said something about Jacksonville State paying
$1 million for
somebody
Travis
or
Hunter.
something.
Yeah, Travis Hunter,
he's
that big
talking about
recruit they got. They said they paid him $1 million.
Dude, that dude's a
Deion
beast.
responded, "Yo, I don't even make $1 million fucking here. How the fuck would I pay a fucking student that?"
He's pretty much said we don't have that kind of. We don't have the funding
Yeah.
to give players this kind of money here, and I just think it's weird because it's like it's one of them boohoo type moments.
Yeah, you
where,
sound like a crybaby. You know you've been doing that shit your whole fucking career.
right? You've been doing it, and you're just mad because it's like
Now the players can
people
get
are
paid. It's an
taking-
issue.
Well, no, people are taking his recruits because of this. Because
Yeah.
They can openly
they're-
pay him.
right now
Or
we
get them deals.
Evening out
We
that
can
playing
get-
field a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about. Like, don't tell me you won't play in these type of games before. This is Alabama, you know. They have to start some way where y'all getting all these big major recruits and stuff like that.
That's how you win chips, that recruiting class.
So, I mean, to me, it's just like, all right, show us you can actually coach then. You know, and I'm not saying that he's like steering away from that or not taking upon that challenge or anything like that, but that's kind of what the complaints sound like to me. Like,
Yeah, it does.
who gives a fuck? You're a coach. You do what
Or we could just say
work
what
with
it
you got.
is. In college football, it's all about your recruiting class. And at the end of the day, yeah, you're going to have that big name coach that's going to be that face and all this, that, and the third. But if they won't get in the recruiting classes that they was getting,
wouldn't
you're
be the
not going to
coach
be
that they're
competing
talking
for
about.
championships every year.
Yeah.
It's what it comes down to. That's what it is. People motherfucking going to the draft every year.
Right.
You got to bring new guys back in to fill them voids. So that's how you stay where you at. And he mad because motherfuckers is getting in on that bread, and now players can get paid, and they got them endorsement deals lined up, and they can pick and choose where they want to go to instead of just having to go to the Alabamas or motherfucking Clemsons and shit like that. They can afford them little under the table shits they be giving.
I mean, he talked about Travis Hunter like he was a fucking afterthought. He was like, you know, they talked when he mentioned Jackson State. He was like, yeah, you know, we had a real good player last year that could have been, I guess he said like a great college player or something like that. But you know, Jackson State offered him $1 million. It's like, I mean, he can still be a great college player. Like, what you think his career
Salty,
over?
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker
Like,
salty.
why are you talking about him like he don't exist anymore? Like he's not playing football anymore. It was a weird.
Weren't they just in the
statement.
national championship?
Huh?
Yeah.
Weren't they just in the national championship?
Yeah.
How you salty and you was just in the national, like, you salty. That shows
Well,
you
they
them
lost.
recruiting classes
They
mean a
lost.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
he heard about that shit.
That's what it's all about. You know, you don't know any good coaches that don't have great players. So, yeah.
Especially in college.
Yeah, specifically in college because it's nothing to even out the playing field until now, and it does. And I still don't know how I feel about the NIL shit overall. I think there's some good and bad to it, of course, but ultimately I think it will benefit the NFL in the long run. But like I said, I mean, it does kind of even out the playing field for the
They'll
collegiate.
keep a lot more players in school longer than they would in the past, I think. Just
Yeah,
because you're
that-
making money.
That
And you're in a
it's
school
like,
where you're the man.
I feel like NFL wise, you get a better look at how people respond to handling this type of money and what kind of person they're going to be. Like you can actually get to the true character of an individual who's already been, you know, it's different from like being a big man on campus and getting paid type thing. So
like
kinda-
fucking with the Tar Heels. We bringing back 4 of our main guys from this past season on our run. I think a lot of they making some money.
Right,
I'll
for
follow fucking Baycott. He got mad at fucking merch and shit. He posting all the time. They getting bread, and you the man in UNC. Why would you want to leave that if you already got that right now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Got
so
that bread.
like I said, I think it's an easier evaluation for scouts. You don't have to like, look into a crystal ball and see how a guy's going to act when he gets millions of dollars and stuff like that. You kind of got some of that information already. So we'll see. But yeah, Saban needs to stop bitching for sure.
Well,
Where who?
good stuff. Good episode.
For sure.
Nice to be back
Yeah,
for this. Not back from vacation, but nice to pod again.
damn right. You know what I'm saying?
Anything else that y'all got to get off your chest?
Nah, I mean, watching some good shows over the past couple of weeks, man. A lot of good shit been on.
What's that?
A show called We Own the City. We Own This City on
We
HBO.
kind of over anyway, so.
Yeah,
Go
fire
ahead.
shit. Some fire shit on there.
Bro, I
What?
saw the previews for that, and I was like, I'm definitely watching that regardless. It looked like a good show. I love
think the
that main
producers
character,
from
John Bernthal.
The Wire produced that shit or something.
That's
like
what I was about to say. I
Yeah.
saw yesterday somebody referred to it as a Wire sequel, and it's not like officially, but it is. It's the same dude that did The Wire,
that? Yeah.
and it's in Baltimore, right?
Yep.
Again.
Yep, in Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm definitely
We
gonna
Own the
watch
City?
that.
We Own the City.
HBO, right?
Just know,
It's
like,
a miniseries, I think. 6 episodes.
you're going to see a lot of shit in them episodes. It's just going to be pissing you off just to see how dirty that fucking system is. Shit is crazy.
I definitely want to
That,
watch that. It's
I finished
the
Winning Time.
Punisher.
Yeah,
I finished
it
Winning
too.
Time. I got back on it. The Lakers
Did you
joined.
like it?
It was good.
I haven't
It was a
watched
good
one yet.
series. Good season. That shit was pretty damn good. I fuck with it.
I'm going to watch it.
It started
for
to pick
sure.
up.
I like that show a lot, man. I think
was
it's
good.
interesting. It's shot differently from other shows
Yeah.
that I've watched and stuff. And I think just ultimately you just learn so much. I know some of the stuff is exaggerated or whatever to make it an interesting show, but you just learn so much about how.
I didn't know nothing about that
first started
coach
off.
getting in the accident that they had, and then that's how
Fucked
Pat Riley
himself
and
up.
such and such got into their positions.
Yeah, Pat Riley was really he was out
He was a
bad.
fucking announcer.
Yeah, he was down. He was doing bad.
He was
at
down
the
bad. He
time.
had no coaching off. He wasn't a coach at all.
No respect. He had no respect at that time.
Yeah,
Nobody
none.
gave a fuck about Pat Riley.
I was like,
right
damn,
then.
that's crazy. That's how he started.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you just find out a whole lot of background information about it and like the in depth, like weird shit, like the fucking Lakers, Showtime Lakers. Jerry Buss was the first person to start selling floor seats. You know.
Yeah, because he made it a show.
Yeah,
the Lake Show.
It's just stuff like that, and it's
That
like
is
a
interesting.
standard in the NBA now. So, kind of getting this inside of his head and see how he was thinking. The motherfucker was down bad pretty much the entire time. He was
All kind
pretty
of
much
money.
just betting on them winning the championship.
They did that shit.
He was in debt like the entire
That is
time.
crazy.
Yeah, so
He went all in on the
bet on
Lakers.
himself, and he told everybody that money was never an issue, but money was always an issue. He just
Yeah, if
didn't.
they would have lost that season, he would have been down super
would've
bad.
been fucked,
If they
yeah.
wouldn't have made it to the championship.
completely different. He would've
Shout
had
out to fucking
sell.
Magic Johnson though, man.
Yeah.
As a rookie,
Magic's crazy.
and Kareem going down in the finals, he
Game
led them to
7.
a chip. That shit is nuts.
playing that
Playing a
style.
center.
Yeah.
They moved him to center when he was point all season.
Crazy game 7 stats too. I can't even remember, but
Yeah, he
Yeah.
dropped a lot
He
of
went
points.
nuts.
He went crazy. It was wild.
Yeah, good show. Good show. And I finished Ozark too.
oh, that's what's up.
Ozark was good. Shit was really good.
I don't
How you
know.
like the ending?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
relax.
Oh, sorry.
I like the ending. I'm not gonna say what happened or anything. I like the ending overall, but at the same time, some part of me is like, this is too good. Too good to be true.
Well, for what happened?
Yeah. It's too good to be true. I didn't say anything, bro. You can
Yeah, but I know it's too good to be true. It's gonna have a good ending. Too good ending.
I mean, that's what you should expect for the season
No,
finale,
I
right?
shouldn't expect
or,
nothing.
or a show finale
Shouldn't
altogether.
expect
Well,
nothing.
bro, you gonna forget. You fucking
Hopefully.
you 13 seasons behind on 4-season shows. So, I mean, you gonna forget all about that shit.
I watched you.
It's a lot.
Actually, I got one more episode.
Damn, you just finished watching.
I
That shit came out like in
I
November.
downloaded it.
Yeah, that shit is
Look, it ain't no rush.
That was a good show too,
Y'all
though.
in a hurry. It ain't no rush.
I ain't like the last
I
season.
missed the last episode. Or I haven't seen the last episode.
So y'all seen that doc? That Our Father doc on Netflix?
Nah, I heard
I've
about
seen it, but
Heard
I
about
haven't watched it.
That shit is sick.
Sounds crazy.
That shit is sick, bro. That shit really fucked up. You gotta
Sounds
watch
like
that
It's
shit.
fucked up out here in this world.
Man, had
Yes.
about almost 100 kids out this joint.
That's crazy.
Probably more that that don't know yet.
Right?
Like this shit is crazy.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. I did hear it was really good though.
Yeah,
How many episodes is that?
I think it's like 4 short.
Oh, nice.
Something like
nice. I like that. Speaking of course, I see. What team is Lil Wayne a fan of? NBA.
Well, he was a fan of the Suns because he got banned. He was originally a Miami Heat fan,
Okay.
but he got banned from their arena for some shit happened there or something. I forgot what it was. I think it was a big deal when it happened. Got banned from them, so that he became super Chris Paul Suns fan
Okay.
type shit, and they got put out. So I guess he just got the Warriors game.
That's whack. So I saw his
I thought he was a Laker fan though originally though.
tweet during the Sun series about Luka's a hoe, and then they knocked him out, and Mark Cuban like retweeted him with some Lil Wayne lyrics,
Yeah.
some little slick talking shit.
I seen that,
And then I see all of a sudden he's at the Warriors game now. Like he's got a real vendetta against the Mavs. It seems like.
Well, I heard they dapped it up.
Oh really?
I think
didn't
Mac
know
Main posted, which is funny that Mac
Oh,
Main
but-
still be posting stuff for Wayne.
That's
He
wild.
said, yeah, him and Cuban linked up. They chopped it up. They good now.
Oh, I didn't know
shit
that.
Well,
that.
his first
I think they
post
dapped
was
each other up
crazy,
during the
though.
game.
Okay.
His
good.
first post
Good.
was like, "I'll piss in your
I'll
mouth"
piss in
or
your
something
mouth.
like that. That's some wild shit. Like,
That's some sick shit to say to somebody.
right? Huh?
I'll piss in your mouth.
Something's wrong.
What?
with it. All right.
That's
Well,
super
if
foul.
it's all cool, then that's different.
I
I
don't
thought
think
he
we
really,
can't dap it up after that.
Yeah, he cool, dude.
I can't dap it up with you, bro.
That
say
shit is
it in
nuts.
person. Maybe it's a little different.
Oh, damn.
Tweeting some wild shit.
How we forget about Freddie?
Oh, getting his ass beat.
Go ahead.
We can go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sure you wanna give the news, bro. You be happy about this shit.
So
That
excited.
happens
I
to
mean,
Freddie.
nah, I just thought it was funny.
I like you about to say what?
It's
just
two
thought it
of
was
your
funny as
favorite
shit?
guys, Freddie in Buffalo.
Freddie and Betty. I hate the beef
I do too.
because they made some fire music together. I wish they could do more.
But
don't
didn't
know
Freddie
where
start
the
the
beef stemmed from at all. Don't know what happened. I don't think it has nothing to do with whatever that shit was in the interview. It was something prior to that had to happen for
Yeah,
them
I
to be
don't know
feeling
the
this way
timeline.
about each other.
I read the timeline and I didn't understand.
But apparently it was like little subtle shots that's been taken. Like I think when Benny had got shot in Texas or something like that, Freddie
Saw something
tweeted out or shout out to my Houston niggas or something. And that was just kind of weird to say that during that time after that reports that Benny had got shot down there.
Yeah.
So it's some underlying beef. But, you know, they said he was in Buffalo for a show, Freddie Gibbs. Went to some little barbecue spot in the hood. Don't know if that was a smart choice to do. But, you know, Freddie don't usually roll with a whole lot of security. He may have like 1 or 2 guys with him. They said like 20 people ran in there and tried to jump him. And
They were
that was
successful.
not a successful jump. I don't think that was a successful jump. He might have had a little lumpy eye. He wouldn't perform in his fucking show that night. If 20 people jumps you, you're not supposed to be able to do nothing for the rest of the evening.
right.
Especially go do an hour show.
Right.
Especially go do an hour
We know
show.
it was 20 people because that's what Freddie Gibbs said.
Now, I've seen the video. There's a video of it.
Yeah, but that video is very distorted. Like, it's not clear.
Nah, it was fucking a gang of motherfuckers pinned him in the corner of the restaurant and they whooped on him for a second.
I didn't see it was 20 people. I was thinking.
I ain't count them, but it was
I don't
it
think
was
that
more than
clear.
10.
It was a lot of people. For
It was
sure.
at least 10.
It was certainly exaggerated, and you can
What's the
certainly say that whatever you want to say. But he was fucked up.
He had a lump on his eye. He performed.
It was a little more than that. I mean,
Side
if
looked
you look
pretty
at
swole.
his whole right side of his face
Yeah, this thing got hit in the face.
was he.
So that not happen
he
when
was
you get
damaged.
jumped? Was he not supposed to have no bruises or
No,
bumps?
no, for sure, no doubt. But I mean, look, hey, you supposed to be this big bad rapper. 20 niggas charge in on me. Somebody getting popped. That's fair.
What if he had to? I'm glad it didn't. No shots did go off because somebody would have died in that little closed off restaurant. Somebody would have been gone.
I wonder how many times
I
he
wouldn't
says
want to see
in his
Freddie
music,
die.
I keep the blizzy on. I keep the gun on me. I wonder how many times he says that in this
I
song.
don't think he's ever rapped like that.
I'm just
I don't keep the blizzy. Freddie don't rap like that.
whatever.
He talk about like cocaine trap shit, but he'll be talking about like shooting motherfuckers and shit like that.
Yeah, but look,
If he had a gun on him, I think he would have shot somebody. I
Probably.
assume he didn't
Probably
have
didn't have it.
Yeah, fire your security, dog.
It was only one or two of them.
They should have popped somebody. There should have been 1 or 2 shots.
Maybe
let
so.
Out.
Maybe so.
God
I
damn
still
it.
feel like Freddie got the better end of this because they ain't really fuck him up.
Well, I don't see how you can get jumped and get
Yeah,
come out on the better end.
Hard to
That's
say.
not
I don't know.
how it works necessarily.
I
Performing
saw.
the show, like when you perform at the show this night, the same night.
No, that don't mean he won't in pain. That don't mean he didn't go home and cry at night or wake up in the next morning.
And jumping I've seen is not you're not doing too much after that if they really got you. Like that's all I'm saying. Like oh
It
no.
was in a public space, you know. They you get it in and get out type shit. You get your little ass beat and then motherfuckers scatter and run off. So, you know, it would have been different if that was the actual situation where they caught him lacking like in the alley or something, or I don't know, somewhere where they could have really disciplined my man for whatever he did. So.
Which I wish we knew.
I just think
it
it's
was.
funny that
that's why I
this
want to know what is it
continuously keeps
about.
happening to him.
Because if it's coming to this shit where you having to go send people to get you and type shit, what was it really about? What happened? Well, I guess we'll never know.
I just think he should stop doing what he's doing. This
He has been on the internet with it a
troll
lot.
Shit don't work for people who be outside. You
I
can't
think
be an internet troll and
but
then come outside.
the thing
other
with Freddie, I
people
don't think he
outside.
realized because he's been that before. He's had like the great couple years he's had. He's been that guy on the internet. I just think now that he's getting seen more. He had a Grammy nominated album. Like he's more on the up and up in his career. So it's like that internet shit. Everybody sees your internet shit now more than they ever did.
Right, and then Freddie Gibbs, you like 40 years old, dog.
Yeah.
Just let all this gangster shit go.
Yeah.
Like academic says, like damn, being a rapper gotta be exhausting. You gotta play this tough guy role all the fucking time. Just let it go, bro. You go be a family man. That's well respected.
He is getting too old for this shit.
You get too old for this shit. That's well respected, dog.
Shit, Biddy and them old, they all in the same age.
You could be a real nigga.
They all like close to 40.
Why can't you be a real nigga and take care of your kids and all of that and have a wife and kids and white picket fence and all of that shit? Come on. You don't need to do all this, bro.
Yeah, he
it's
popping,
not
bro.
necessary.
Big rabbit.
Let it go. Let all that GD shit go. Bro, you 40 years old. This gang banging shit is not it.
Wayne's still saying Bloods on tracks. Do that. This gang shit for life.
I'm just saying,
Gang
bro,
shit for life.
at a certain point, it's just like motherfuckers need to start rapping about
Big
that
Snoop was
family
doing the
and
crip
stuff.
walk at the Super
And
Bowl,
say,
bro.
fuck the guys.
This gang shit don't die.
That's what needs to happen. People need to start saying fuck the guys. Like, let's talk about your family and shit. Like,
Yeah.
But when they do that, you don't like that neither.
no, I do like that.
No, you don't.
No, I didn't say I didn't.
know.
Well, I mean, not
You
necessarily.
just say you like your rappers to live their raps.
That's it. But like when the crossover, I don't like is
So
just,
where's the line? So they gotta
No.
catch a body. Benny should have killed somebody that
'cause
night.
I love Chance the rapper. Chance don't talk. Chance lives his raps. It has my line is when they cross over a certain age, and then musically, it just doesn't fit with today's music anymore. It has nothing. I don't give a fuck about content. I hope. That's what my thing is about the technique and all of that shit, and like
Respect
the
the
skill.
technique.
It's not necessarily what you're talking about; it's how it's applied. That's what I care about mostly. And if it's not applied in a modern way, then I'm normally not interested in it. So that's where I draw the line. It has nothing to do with like content or whatever and shit like that. You don't have to be talking gangster shit on a record for me to respect what you're talking about. That's arbitrary, honestly.
Okay. Arbitrary.
I think it's just who he is. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think all this gangster shit is stupid from 17 years old to 50 years old. That doesn't change for me at all. But
I mean, you can at least understand
it's just who he is.
Yeah, that's Freddie.
That's who he is.
He ain't changed.
I don't think he will change. I think stuff like this will probably happen again. He just is what he is. I don't know.
I do think he's gotten a lot more like per se rap beef since he's blew up per se in the last couple of years. Like, because before that, nobody give a fuck what Freddie was saying or doing.
Yeah, well, I think that's what you were saying.
Like, at
before.
all. Yeah.
He was always talking shit about everybody, but now that he has
Now everybody taking what he say personally.
It's not as just let it go.
It's not, man. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Bro.
You live and you learn.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he survived that jumping or whatever.
I wish he never got into academics. Because this fucking guy just he's so over the top with it now. We can't even. Freddie turned into somebody we can't talk about.
Yeah, when you first posted that shit in the group, I was like, here we go.
We got to
every
talk,
chance I get, he gonna go
the
crazy.
side.
I'm just saying,
we got to
man.
talk on the side about Freddie Gibbs because Carl wants to be crazy with it because he went after his boy.
Well, look, it's not like
you chose sides. You went for academics as your guy.
Well,
so Freddie is the ops now.
No, I just feel like you got to be consistent. Like, why are you attacking? Again, why are you going after? You got real people out here trying to get you. Apparently, why are you going after DJ Academics? You know what I'm saying? You got bigger fish to fry out here, and you not frying them.
I mean, he ain't said nothing in a while since it was at this height of it. He ain't been keeping it going.
I'm not saying he's
act gonna keep it going.
This is what my problem.
They're both talkers.
This is what my problem was
stop.
initially. It's just that it's with it. You know, he tried to carry it, but it's like, do you do that with other folks? Like, are you keeping that exact same energy? I don't think so.
I don't think he does.
It seems like
he talks shit to everybody. Like Freddie will talk shit to anybody. He was shitting on LL Cool J a couple years. He'll just talk shit about anybody if it's funny to him, I guess. So I don't know. Like, you know,
he need to let it go because
I agree. I think he should
it's not taken
down
as
a
like
bit.
an internet troll type role. It's like you supposed to be some scary big street nigga and you talking shit, so people gonna take it.
When was he ever that though? I don't think I've ever looked at him as the scary big street dude.
No, but I mean that's what
he was just great rapping. He's a street dude that can rap very well to me.
I mean, he does carry himself that. I think he carries himself that way.
Somewhat, yeah.
Anytime you're talking about selling coke as much as he does, I think it's just insinuated that you're a gangster.
Probably so.
You sell coke, you're gonna have to be one of these dudes that'll shoot you if I need to.
He's a gang member.
Yeah, gangster.
And not just a gang member. He's a gang banger. Like that's how he portrays himself as like
he
an
raps
active,
about just like any other rapper that came out from that
gang
word.
banger. So whenever you do that, I mean,
I don't think he's active. See, that's why
but that's how
I
he
draw the
portrays
line that
himself,
just because you rapping about doesn't mean you actively still gang banging in your hood type shit.
No, but
like,
that's how he portrays it though.
I wouldn't say that.
Like Tupac portrays. I mean, not Tupac. Snoop Dogg portrays himself as a gang member, not somebody that's actively doing. We don't never think about that.
We can use Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne never had to gangbang ever in his life, but he's been banging blood for the majority of his career.
He's a gang member.
Okay. All right. Semantics.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
Lil Wayne was signed when he was 12 years old. He never had to gangbang a day in his life.
Wayne ain't never came out and said, me and my people will do this type of shit to such as, you know what I'm saying? Wayne don't come out and talk shit like that about
what?
people.
Have you heard Wayne Jones? He always talking about shooting and killing somebody, popping their melon. What are you talking about? That's his raps.
Songs, bro, but I'm not addressing people specifically. Wayne
Freddie
don't come out
either.
and
Freddie don't address people specifically in his raps. He just be talking about street shit.
Not in his raps. I'm talking about the internet shit. He does address people specifically, and that's where his problems have started. Is the things that he says on these interviews or on Twitter or on Instagram. Yeah, but that's where it comes from.
I think that's kind of conflating too. Yeah. I don't think he portrays himself as a gangster in his music. I agree with you on that. I don't think the internet stuff is him portraying himself as a gangster. Like on the internet, he portrays himself as
being funny, cracking jokes.
Yeah, it's like that.
But
like the stuff that he's gotten into, people have gotten mad back at him and have turned into heated situations. Usually started like he was making fun of them and they didn't like that.
Yeah, like the gun and shit.
It's their right. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like initially, I'm gonna shoot that boy in the face. He says something else. It's usually like, look at this faggot wearing a dress or some shit. Like he says something wild, and it kind of escalates.
Well,
yeah, I mean, what do you expect? You talking?
I think it's more so he just need to understand where he's at in his career. Because before, like a few years ago, he could get that shit off, and nobody would even bat an eye about it. But now that you in everybody's face a lot, people paying attention to what you're saying, and joking about it, whatever.
Yeah, I think there's usually like two kinds of trolls. Like one is like the troll that just wants attention and doesn't really want any problems with anybody. And the other one is like the troll that likes confrontation.
Yeah, he's
I
like
think he's the
conflict.
latter. Not saying he enjoys
Probably.
getting his face beat in like what just happened, but I think he enjoys the confrontation. That's why I think this will happen again. Like he's going to go at somebody else and escalate a situation until it becomes physical. I think he enjoys it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, I figure Freddie has always been a great rapper per se. He's been rapping on that level, but I think a lot of his his character is what has propelled him a little bit.
I agree.
Like with the Freddie album, he was laying there like Teddy Pendergrass. Like his character and him being funny and that guy has propelled him, so to speak. But he's always been rapping on that level. So it is what it is.
Yeah, he should stop while he's behind. That's how I feel.
Anything else?
Yo, did y'all know like majority of the MTV Crib shit was fake?
I did not.
Yeah, some people rented home.
I heard that recently. Like most people just renting fucking Crib.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy, right?
Like the only person
That's so stupid.
The only person that's verified is like, or
Like
not
a Master
the only
P because
one.
he had like fucking no limit all through his crib.
Master
and shit.
P's definitely was real.
Redman.
But Redman's
Yeah,
is real.
that's fact. Yeah,
That shit was real.
He ain't rent that spot.
He didn't rent that.
That's
spot.
his crib.
That was one of his
That was his
houses.
little crib.
That was one of his cribs for sure.
Yeah, that shit blew my mind. Like, damn, everybody's fucking faking out here with
Just
fake rented
That's
mansions.
why everybody's shit was like super nice.
Generic.
The Ice-T shit was real.
Going shit in the refrigerator.
That's
how you can tell
there's
one
gotta
shit
be
in the
some.
fridge.
You even live here, bro?
Got fucking waters and Gatorade in there. What the fuck? You rented this spot for the weekend.
That's wild. I did not
They
know
really
that.
put us on the Airbnb before Airbnb.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, when you got money, you could do shit like before the commoners can.
Common folk. Anything else?
No, I think that's it, man. We didn't talk about Dave, Brady. Nothing crazy. Shout out to Dave, man. That man got whooped.
They broke my man the fuck up. Yo, you see that dude's arm?
It was like,
Yeah.
Yo, that shit was fucking. I've never seen. That shit was not worth it. Whatever
I read
Whatever he was running up there diving on Dave Chappelle for, it wasn't worth that type of ass whooping that he got. He got his ass kicked for sure.
I read something that he's a legitimate crazy person.
He had like a
That
fake
he tried to steal.
gun or knife on him or whatever.
He's got charges already or something about trying to stab his roommate. I think he's
Yeah,
legitimate.
they said
psycho,
something wrong with his head.
crazy person.
I don't know how the fuck he got up there to begin with, but man, like again, that wasn't worth it. That type of ass whooping that he got.
Not a fair exchange.
What a smart move. What a smart move.
I do really believe that Dave Chappelle stomped him out a little bit too. He probably got a few kicks in.
Probably.
He said that shit like in his stand-up bit or whatever. But I look at that dude, I'm like, yeah, I think everybody backstage got a little bit of that.
I think I remember the joke he said. He said, "Good thing he was clumsy" or some shit like that because he like fell into him. That shit was stupid. And then Chris Rock got his shit off on Will a little bit too. Then was that Will Smith? It was kind of like
Weak.
a little low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was lame.
Weak. He'd be a lot more clever
All
than
right,
that.
dog. See a lot of people trying to
awful.
blame Will for this though, because this shit happened so close to that shit happening.
I think it's legitimate. In a sense, not like
People are always gonna
blame
do
as
this.
in,
From here on out, it's gonna be, oh, you got Will Smith.
yeah.
When somebody runs up on the stage,
I don't know.
and tries to do something
It may
shit.
not be fair. It may not be
Yeah,
fair. I was
it probably
listening
won't
to
be
some
fair.
other thing with Bill Burr recently, and he was like, "This is not the first time that somebody's ran up on stage."
Yeah, I said people have
whatever."
run on stage before.
But
That's
it's not
fair.
about the first. It's about who makes it the most popular.
I mean, when you're Will
That's what
Smith
it's
and Chris
always
Rock, everybody's gonna know about that one.
Right,
then
right.
just some random running up on stage to
Exactly.
somebody.
We,
Right after it happened.
we have seen this before, but
Yeah.
it's two people we didn't care about.
Right.
So
Exactly.
That's what makes it this.
I thought it was kind of why they said he had like a knife shaped as a gun on him or something. So how the fuck do you get up in there?
I saw that too. I don't even know what that means.
I
It was
don't
a
know.
fake gun that had like a knife inside it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that makes a little more sense. Weird.
Yeah, I
Weird.
thought
And
that
it's
was
like,
kind
why
of
would
wild.
you have that? I mean, I don't get what was your plan.
Be better if you
You
had
gonna pull the gun out,
a
and
gun
then when
that
that
looks-
shit don't work, it's like, oh, I can actually stab you.
I
Yeah.
actually stab you. Psych.
Psych. Fuck somebody's whole mind. Oh, I thought I was gonna get shot. I actually just got stabbed 6 times.
Man.
So I guess I made it out pretty
You
good.
got to unload it.
That's
bayonet.
wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But you know,
Well, let's wrap this thing up. We appreciate everybody listening.
Yeah, man.
We'll
Sure.
be back next week. Get back on regular schedule here. That's it. Anything
Yes,
else?
indeed.
That's it, man. Peace out.